Waiting for the second thing to happen.
What's the second thing?
There, we are
Watch
now
carefully,
showing
soon
up.
something will happen.
And I have retweeted.
Okay.
Is it happening? Chat, can you hear us?
Our message saying that we're live, so...
I really like this opening thing, but what is going on with those weird vines?
Early live 2D? So there's this thing in this, I've been staring at this track mode for several hours now. And it's interesting that they've got this kind of very like parchment looking feel that like the videos in the track mode are kind of like filtered to make it look sort of like this.
Yeah.
Hey Miguel, recognize this Photoshop texture? I'm pretty sure that's just one of the built-ins.
I might. It's hard to tell.
It really looks
It
like...
does look a lot like the canvas one.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of things. Like there's an overlay layer, which just has stains on it.
Yeah, the stains I think are...
It's neat. Like the only thing that bugs me is that weird patch. Like it's a strange bit compositionally, and then the fact that it is just like wiggling.
I think it looks kind of cool.
Okay, so hello everyone. This week we are playing Prince of Persia 2008. No one else here has played this, possibly ever.
Yeah, this is fresh. I don't think I've even watched a video of it. Like I think I read one or two reviews.
I got to watch the very beginning because Parrish tested it well, helpfully doing our sound. So thank you, Parrish.
But yeah, I really like this one. It's sort of I mean, part of like why I got disliked at the time was like people were making a lot of hay about like, oh, you can't die, so is it really a video game? Which is like just a deeply boring like line of commentary. And I think it does some really interesting things with exploration. Honestly, this has been on our list since forever. Every time we've done like a really like explorer like Metroidvania game, I've wanted to contrast how this handles exploration. So
yeah,
I'm super curious.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
I'm also especially hyped because we're doing this to follow up Vanquish, which was like such a pure shooter. I couldn't even play it because I don't like anything except platformers. But this is a platformer, so.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is run and get our gun. Bad news now.
It will then.
Oh.
The asking is yours. You know what it is that I ask. If you would have your wish, then give me mine.
The wind is free, but the sand goes where it is blown, unaware of the world around it, whirling on the breath of the gods, at the mercy of the storm that engulfs it. What is one grain of sand in the desert? One grain amongst the storm.
I think they're trying to make the rendering also look kind of parchmenty. I'm not sure they have the tech to do that in 2008 fully though.
Oh, your laptop is not liking this.
I told you she didn't come this way.
Come on.
Hey, at least tell me your name!
Oh god, it's telling us both.
Yeah.
PC games are hard.
See how it feels.
Actually, it's weirder than that. It's giving you like, because like it has its own versions of every icon.
Yeah, like so if you, when you
But
go
they
to,
are, but they're color coded, so they correspond to.
Oh, there's a call button.
when you go to the menus, it's always like press jump to confirm and press attack to cancel. But when you change the control mappings for attack and jump, it also.
Oh, this is good. It's doing the. By chasing her, we're seeing
Yeah,
what we're supposed to do.
it's good.
Okay. Fortunately. Okay, it's just hold.
Oh,
a bit-
whoa.
Uniform.
Yeah, I wonder if you can translate that.
It's a bit confusing because
Chat
it's.
just went offline, or rather, our chat device just went offline. So
Oh.
hopefully it'll be back soon.
Um.
I'll futz with that.
Yeah, I have green on here and no drop frame, but nothing on it.
Oh.
Just lost it on.
Might just be your
Yeah.
wireless.
Let's just make sure that we actually are online before
Yeah,
I
no, my computer
go
just lost its
further.
wireless.
Chat, if you can hear us, try to contact me telepathically.
I'm just wondering if the Wi-Fi just went down.
I think it's just the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I can't connect it. Right.
It's reconnecting now. Just keep going.
Alright, yep. All wired, all good.
Are you connected now, Parrish?
No, I mean the wired stuff is still on.
Okay.
Oh man. The use the mouse Xander posted in chat when the internet went away. It changed to a use the big frowny face.
Okay. Oops. Okay. Very like, not a lot of buttons, but context-based movement, which is neat.
Who is that? Hey, you!
It's interesting. It froze to show me like that's where I want to
Yeah.
let go and hit jump again. Oh, now we get to learn combat, I'm guessing.
Hey,
Sorry, still waiting for our device here to reconnect.
we can talk about this. Okay, so you're not a conversationalist.
Okay, X for attacks. B for gauntlet attack. Oh, neat.
So how did you do that?
X, then the gauntlets, which is B, and then X again.
Okay, so button for sword, button for gauntlet, button for jump.
Oh. Figure for block.
Okay, I'm gonna tether chat to my phone because
We're still not getting.
yeah.
Yeah, you're wired.
Weird. Should we restart?
No.
I don't
The
Tethering's
chat is,
fine.
The
It's
chat
okay.
is not related to the stream at all.
I can do some sort of neat like mounting thing there just by jumping towards him.
That's cool. You ever think about like we used to have all these problems with tech, and then we got Parrish to help us with tech, and then we just leveled up on problems? It
Conversation now, don't you?
was kind of a good time.
Yeah, and you can run too.
Why are you following?
Okay, we're back on line.
I'm not. I'm looking for
Farah, I heard you yelling. You and your girlfriend should get out of here.
girlfriend. Farrah's not my girlfriend. She's my donkey.
You're risking your life for a donkey?
She's a good donkey. That and she's carrying a king's ransom of gold.
Just get out of here. If they don't see you with me, you'll be all right.
Hey, you!
Want to time your advice better next time?
He's basically anime Nathan Drake,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with.
I kind of
Wait, who's the voice actor for Nathan Drake?
Look, there's two voice actors it could be, so.
Yeah, it's just Nolan North.
Amazing.
Miguel, this is
Anime Nathan Drake. I thought I'm like, this sounds extremely like.
Yeah, Caitlin in chat is observing that this is the one that establishes we're not in the previous timeline, since Farah was not a donkey in the previous trilogy.
Man, this is pretty. Oh, hey, it's the mana tree.
Yeah.
This really is an anime.
Yeah, look at these. Wait, look over here. They're trying really hard with 2008 technology to make everything look like kind of like hand drawn and parchmenty. Like look at like the weird line that they superimpose with the texture on the sand dune over there.
It's doing not cell shading, but like cell outlining on things. It's good. I really like it. This is like, is this basically the same period as Vanquish? This is 2008. Vanquish
yeah.
was like 2009. Or was it earlier?
I don't know. This was 2008.
Yeah, this was 2008. I know.
But that would have been, when did the 360 and everything come out?
I've got to do
These are things I would normally check for you if I had the internet.
Right.
We should.
They're roughly contemporary.
This is so much better looking in terms of its use of like color and contrast and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The art direction this is.
I will say this also looks a lot nicer than it did at the time due to finally being able to crank the settings.
Jump on the wall and run along it.
Okay, yeah.
So they're
So
showing
you can see
you
like when those walls have like scratches on them.
Yeah, they're showing you that you can go.
Yeah. No, just having the thing of we're talking. Oh, I've got to do the jump trick. So yeah, this is it. Going like, hey, you've now got to use like a few of the skills you've learned.
The movie came out in 2010, but this was released the same year that they announced the movie and announced Jake Gyllenhaal, whoever would be the lead. And I can't help but think this guy kind of looks like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, there's two.
They probably couldn't make him look exactly like, because that costs money.
No!
How did you... Whoa! I've got you.
They're moving that way.
We better get out of here. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Right. And you being able to do magic isn't anything to do with why they're trying to kill us.
They're not trying to kill us. They're trying to kill you.
Okay, fine. Keep your secrets. But at least tell me how to escape.
No, I can't leave. I've got to get to the temple.
It's also better like storytelling so far than I expect from Ubisoft games.
Definitely.
You really can put me down now.
Release her!
I have lost my donkey, fallen down a cliff, and had a rock dropped on me. I'm not in a good mood.
Release her!
I'm not holding her hostage.
Let her go!
It's you she's running away from.
God, I wish it would only give me one prompt.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be like, okay, what is it telling
They
me
are
to
at
do?
least color coordinated, which
Yeah.
helps.
Xander says there's a little bit of echo.
Okay, that was a very weird. I think I just was in a strange place for the camera.
Yes.
That was good.
You go. I'll follow.
God, there's some really nice rock textures in this.
Stop and press face. Just like put your hand on her face.
Where is this temple?
We need to go this way.
It's not in assist mode. There's no like difficulty settings. It's just that instead of like dying, you're just immediately thrown back to
Okay, I'm gonna see what
a
happens.
safe location. you're going to be seeing that animation a lot.
Got it. Just wanted to see it the first
Yeah.
time.
Which is kind of like, everyone's like, oh, no death. But if you look at like what was happening in indie platforms at the time,
That's the thing. This is just like clearly exactly like the same as what was popular in indie games at this exact moment.
Knit Stories or Super Meat Boy or My Game Jumpman, like a lot of stuff was focused on the idea of making the penalty for death very, very small using aggressive checkpointing. Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was clearly designed also, so if you
But it
missed it,
also
you'd have a
means-
good chance of getting back without failing.
Yeah. But like it also means that like challenges can actually be like more precise or finicky or like more
Yeah.
intense or harder because the
Like-
penalty is not throwing you back so hard, so you can get
Right.
good at them.
It's also like
much more
Sands
easily.
of Time was already trying to do
Yeah,
this type of thing.
extremely.
Like this feels in the same
Yeah.
vein.
I guess in Sands of Time you could run out of sand, right?
Yeah.
Hey, stop there! We mean you no harm.
So sort of grabs, strikes, and blocks.
Whoa! Alright, y'all are gonna have to explain how to do this to me after
Yeah.
whenever I'm playing. Oh man! Oh man, I could see sky between his forehead and his crap.
Don't worry about it.
You're a princess?
Definitely was not made to be run at 1080, but don't worry about it.
Oh,
Can you
A for
jump
that.
after him?
Oh, there's a little bit of what's that Wii first-person shooter brawling game? Press rest button before they strike to perform.
Red Steel?
Yeah, Red Steel 2 has some of the same sort of moves, except you're
Okay.
doing them in first person with Waggle, and it's crazy. Okay, so just telling me to get the timing right on, learn the timing on this. Oh, X. Counteract by, oh, hitting anything.
Yeah.
Oh, but it wants me to block again.
Elika, it is finished! You cannot return! Why do you run? There is nowhere to go!
This guy doesn't give up. I hope you're good with heights.
Okay.
I don't feel like this is a very long tutorial. This feels like
You guys worship a tree?
really to the point.
I also like that it's actually stopping for me to like learn the things.
God, that must have been so hard to do. I am like really impressed by how much time went into that very short tutorial. That must have been so hard to do.
Is there, no, there's no special run.
Tutorial programming
God,
is
this is a good looking game.
incredibly difficult to do because a bunch of weird special edge cases that will like only ever get called once, which is like the exact opposite of what you want to be doing in your design.
And they have to work perfectly.
And you're putting in like a bunch
because-
of weird checks that will like
Hey, what's that thing down there?
get called exactly once, but otherwise you don't have like.
Do you think we're supposed to collect this many blue orbs?
This game is so pretty.
If there's a long echo delay, that makes it sound like we might have been streaming ourselves or something.
Yeah, that was me opening it up on the computer that has internet, so I can still chat.
Ah.
Still, I've got bad muscle memory for this stuff, so I keep on like thinking that I need to hit jump again
Yeah.
to go up. I will unload this eventually. It's just slightly different than some other games for how it does scrambling up.
Get
See,
Oh, hey, free.
Oh, I guess I thought you were.
I was close enough.
But realistically, she could have grabbed your hand. Oh, that's a good vista. Just
Is there gold in there?
I can't see anyone following. We should hurry.
It really is just Nathan Drake.
I do. So the other Prince of Persia games actually had like fairly elaborate plots. The character himself, that's kind of cool. The character himself was kind of elaborate as a character.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be.
There's no gold. Why is this place so secure?
It's the prison that holds Araman.
Armin. Armin, the big bad god of darkness, kills people, destroys cities, scares naughty children.
Unless you want to see lots of dead naughty children, you help me fix this.
So the camera automatically did that.
Pretty good.
I assume because it's very cool and no one ever looks up.
Yeah.
Good thinking. I do feel like Jake here is kind of maybe a little underwritten as a character. He's not doing much to make him distinct. He's just a pile of wisecracks.
We know he cares about gold and not much else.
I also cannot help but notice that they're doing the thing of making the love interest and all of the villains be very clearly coded Persian, and Jake, I don't really know.
I think he's also supposed to be.
I think he's supposed to be, but he's... well, I don't know.
He's Persian, but also video game dude.
Maybe I'm not the best person to judge. It's kind of cool.
Where's Armin?
Under this seal.
Yeah, I don't know why they're calling him Jake. His name is the Prince.
Why they're calling him what?
Jake. It's Jake,
not-
the prince.
I'm calling... No one's calling him Jake except me.
Yep.
I just want to get the voices a bit higher than the music.
Araman gave each of the corrupt
Oh, by the way, I really like this screen
alchemist to
because
each of the corrupted that occupied the city had a form.
Oh,
when
it's
you
just-
start, she just starts playing a random voice sample.
Yeah.
Which, if you're on the main menu and it's all kind of like weird soft pads, it's really creepy because there's just like a woman saying cryptic things about the crypt has been sealed.
It's really
Well-
good for testing levels, though. I really
No,
appreciate it.
This is what we can say is that out of all the games we have run recently, this game has the best options for testing audio in preparation for a stream. Fo, how was the movie Prince of Persia 2010?
There's a little tree inside the big tree. Is there a littler tree inside this? Or is there a deadly god?
Might be the other one.
The Deadly God might also be a tree.
Reach here. But now you should go.
You want me to go? Just like... Here I come! Get back. I've got this.
Time to find out I haven't really internalized the combat system.
Cannot lose you again.
Father, no! I beg of you!
Whoa.
Father?
Okay, I thought I blocked that.
You ever meet a girl and beat up her dad the same day?
All the time.
Cool. Whoa. Jeepers. I like how she's really trying to look like she's being helpful, but is not actually doing very much.
She's staying out of the way.
Well, that makes some
It
sense.
definitely feels like they were like, we want it to be like Eco, but we want her to feel more competent.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Oh,
it's gonna start
that's
feeling a
good.
lot more like Ico in a moment.
Okay, so he does a grab if I'm blocking too much, I think.
What's the girl's name? The one who isn't Farah? Erica? I feel extremely certain that when we get to the credits, there's going to be someone credited for Erica character programming.
Yeah, I definitely remember being really impressed by like how responsive she is as a companion.
Yeah.
And also just like putting half your abilities on a character is like really good, because that just gives you like so much writing opportunity.
Something I'm curious if it's going to turn out to be the case is...
No! Father, no!
Why you suddenly hate Tree?
Can't you just time travel that one back?
Let's get out of here.
Wrong timeline.
Come on.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We need a better plan.
Oh my god, it's even Ico colored.
That was a better plan.
Huh. You have an Erica button.
Yep.
What button is it telling me
Oh!
to?
Oh, wait.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Did you just throw her at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being really impressed by like how well they interact in there's just so many interaction animations, and you know what? Yeah, these are really good.
I should have made this... I'm getting vibes of Mario and Luigi.
That's interesting. They don't interact in that though.
They don't... only during special moves. But in
Like they
general, no.
cooperate, but they don't like.
I'm just interested that if you're controlling two characters and you've got one button
Yep.
per action per character, but it's not really like that. It's like he's got two verbs and she's got one.
Roman soldiers, they were trapped in
But the voices are still really quiet.
Maybe also turned on the sun.
Yeah.
the construction yards, where the alchemists and engineers worked with the Ur.
Yeah, more things than you would expect are on sound effects. A lot of the incidental background noise is...
Yeah. Okay, so I've got to. Oh, it looks like.
I like this. Some good art design. Caitlin is asking if we might accidentally have it in surround
No,
sound
definitely
mode.
not.
It's really interesting how right before you die it seems to go black and white. Maybe that's just what happens when you stare at the scar thing.
Ah, there we go. Fisher. It's a little bit faint, but that's because I've also got so much stuff going on here with the lighting and the color tinting and motion blur. Or bad stuff is happening blur.
Yeah, the...
Overman's escaping!
For a second there, I thought you were using Fisher as a verb to Sam Fisher something.
Oh wow, it's got like the glowing eyes. Was that a thing in Ico?
I don't think so.
The eye trails? Okay.
No, I think it was. I think they had white eyes that left trails against the black of their smoky bodies.
Oh yeah, those trails are real good.
If they tell me what happens. You should just die and see what happens.
Oh, it'll happen.
Chat says Don't forget your Erica button is a combo reset / extender.
Railing kill.
That is already more technical than my way of handling 3D combat in games.
When you can't keep pressing X anymore, you can always press Y.
Oh, wrong button.
This is actually some okay. All right, I'm not so sure about that water, but this is some pretty good collapse effects for this year.
He is Nathan Drake. Is that my double jump?
The only good double jump.
That's not true,
The
but
woman throws you.
The only explained double jump ever.
That's not good. The tree's leaking.
You shall watch the ending of the light.
Any more of your relatives gonna try and kill us? Or is it just your father who wants to end the world?
Do you think I wanted any of this?
Well, what do we do now? Presuming the great god of darkness doesn't just squish us flat.
He can't have escaped yet. Not fully. The temple must still have the power to contain him. Something's happened to the fertile grounds. If we can get to them, we might be able to stop Ahriman escaping.
The fertile what?
This land was built to keep Ahriman here. These areas feed the temple with life energy. The temple feeds the tree. We have to stop him.
We have to get out of here.
Fine, run. But you're not going to get very far.
Oh, I was on my way home. I had more gold than you could. I'd have had wine, women. I'd have had carpets. This thing. Now I'm stuck with an angry god and a crazy woman. All right. Which one of these things do we need to do whatever to?
We can't reach the fertile grounds in these areas. We'd need to... No, we can't reach them anyway. We'll have to get to these four. Then we can see what's happening.
If I ever find that donkey. Carpet's this thick. This thick!
is this the carpet button?
Daydream about carpets.
Welcome to the map tutorial.
Oh,
This might not be as good a tutorial as
I've played Final Fantasy X.
the previous one.
It's kind of interesting that we're playing a Metroidvania where they just tell you, like, they tell you you can or can't get here. Oh, that's video game. That's really video game. Ugh. Ugh. Can you choose places you can't get to?
We can choose any of these four.
Uh-huh.
So that one has a ship that's in the air.
Well, that's cool.
So let's do that. Because I want this game to just get more anime.
Sure.
By pressing what?
Back.
I do not like their icons for...
I noticed at least two people in
Buttons.
chat besides me who looked at this and immediately thought Final Fantasy X. That's pretty good. That's... okay, sure.
Yeah, I forgot that show the path is the Elika button.
There is nothing here for us.
So, when we get to the top...
It's no Crystarium. That's true, but not necessarily a bad thing.
When we get to the top of the mountain, the sky is suddenly going to turn from black to blue again, isn't it?
What's the button to make her do map stuff again? Like the animation on that being all wiggly. That's good.
Does the hair color shooting out to boost you from Celeste count as an explained double jump? It's pretty cool, so I'll allow it.
So explain double jumps in Metroid Prime. You've got things shooting out of your little backpack.
Yeah, that's boring.
Mario games are actually really good about explain double jumps, but also they're never actually double jumps. They're always like you've got like
Wait.
something that happens. Wait, I have to turn blue.
You know what it is that I ask. If you would have yours, and give me mine.
Man, 2008 really was just a year of blue glows, huh?
Did this day get any worse?
They're the corrupted, Ahriman's chosen few. They ruled here 1,000 years ago.
That thing we saw, the darkness, that was...
That was Ahriman.
Hold on, I gotta glow blue and show you part of the intro movie for a moment. Just press mouse previous R/B. Huh.
God, those are just like not good sentences to try to parse.
It's really not helping that it's showing you multiple sets of controls. I don't know why it's doing that.
That plus like the fact that it is like the buttons, while they're color coded,
Yep.
are kind of like hard to read. Oh yeah, so it's this. Ah, okay.
Well, I feel like
A to
it's
get to
easier
that,
if they just
B
show
to
the button.
extend. Yeah.
Why are
Like if
these
they
rings
just show a
on
red
these
button,
walls?
then...
Was something hanging off them? Like a chandelier? Oh, goop. I like the goop. It is good when they're... Oh, well, okay, it's...
Oops. Oh. I think I'm thinking about some of this stuff wrong.
They maybe could have sent you a little further back.
I think
than
you
the
don't
last
need to jump off it.
Yeah, no. My problem is that I'm thinking about how the things interact.
Oh, that's
slightly
kind
wrong.
of cool. Why don't you go the other way?
You can go the other way. It'll just take you somewhere else.
Oh, okay, because on the map they showed there was a fork.
Yep, and you can just
Okay.
you can go to either one.
We're going to the
gonna be
airship.
a rule follower.
I mean, you're following your own rules.
Oh, I love to climb directly up walls
What
covered
is
in...
going on with this?
I bet that looked a lot better in 720p. It looked kind of okay in some of the other areas. Nice. Actually, some pretty good cloth movement on her shirt.
It's really unfortunate that her shirt is clipping with his bandana, because otherwise
Oh.
that looks real good. Unfortunately, that's a pretty big deal. Also, a very difficult technical problem.
Yeah, no, the animation is great.
You
in
notice
this.
he's got his long bandana on the opposite side from her, the long edge of her shirt, so... This is Jake Gyllenhaal. He can be used to open doors, or open jars, and just to kind of like hang on when you're climbing.
Oops.
I really like the thing where like it turns black and white at the exact moment you did something wrong.
I forget if that was from Sands of Time. Well, he goes, nope, that's not what I remember.
That part, that was really good. That's really good.
I like I've only played the demo of Sands of Time, but I played the demo many times when I had a demo disc for it on the PS2.
I have the only Prince of Persia game I have played was the one on Mac OS 7, and I only played that one for a few minutes. So I'm looking forward to this thing.
This is actually the only Prince of Persia game I played.
I've watched some speed runs of Prince of Persia Sands of Time.
I've played the original Prince of Persia and also the third original one
Okay.
on
I find it
PC.
slightly interesting that
Is the original good?
It's like it is doing a very specific thing, and it is
Okay.
good at that thing, but it is not like a traditional platformer.
Okay.
So if you
'cause-
were looking at it for a traditional platformer, because of how it does rotoscoped
Yeah. Well, I like
animation,
I really liked Out of This World. I like Out of This World and I like Abe's Odyssey, so maybe I'd like this.
yeah, it's less cinematic than Out of This World is.
By the way, I
Great,
just wanna,
great.
I
That's,
just
that's
wanna
very
comment,
compelling as a selling feature.
I just want to comment what a really well framed shot that was. Like just kind of like looking down into this. Like you can see where you're going. This is pretty good as far as camera placement goes.
Yeah, I find it a little interesting that this one took some flack for taking the sting out of death when the original Prince of Persia was one of the most punishing of its era for messing something up and then having it come back to bite you hours later.
Huh.
Because you had a clock that
Well,
was
it couldn't
running
be hours
through-
long later because you only had an hour.
Right, or sorry, or
wow.
like an hour later, because there was a clock running through the whole game.
Oh
And
wow.
you
No.
could restart a level to try to do it more quickly, but once you moved on, that was your set time for that level.
Oh, I like that. I want to play this now.
Amazing.
The original they're asking is the original puzzle platformer.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
it's
it.
very
Thought I was
Yeah.
dead, and then I wasn't.
nice.
Well, like, it's like not sure. It's like,
Yeah.
Are you dead?
I'd like that as a you're pushing it, but you're okay, but you're pushing it.
Fertile ground is up on that plateau. We can use the vines to get up there, then make our way across.
Could you
Way across to what?
Let's find out.
could you have named it anything else? Is it pronounced fertile or fertile?
Yes.
Okay.
Both, I think.
Wait, which way do?
I'm going this way because I want to see what's over here.
I think this is actually the other entrance to this
Yeah.
area.
Ah, okay.
Because you can get here from two different ways.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
I do like this kind of. Before we played this, I kept referring to it, saying that I'd heard that it was kind of like free exploration, and Christine's like, no, it's very linear, but it is kind of. I do like how the meta spaces are designed.
You see why it's like slightly difficult to describe, because it's like,
That makes sense to me. It's
This
it's
environment.
free exploration in a lot of
We just
corridors.
lost our way out of here.
kind of cool.
Can't keep above the corruption, we'll lose more than that.
Oh,
The visual style of this partially feels like a more realistic version of Rayman 2's sorts of environments.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's also like a bit where it was teaching a certain thing and used the same camera angle that Rayman 2 does and the same sort of pull out. Oh, and this is also a mechanic in Rayman 2.
well, huh. Do you think they actually reuse stuff?
They wouldn't have reused stuff, but it would not surprise me if many people on the team had played it, given
Yeah,
that
okay.
was like a big Ubisoft game from the last generation.
So I'm
Sort
just,
of hybrid generation. It's kind of both.
yeah. So I just want to say that the first time they used this water, there wasn't a lot of it, and I'm not super. Maybe they should be using a little bit less of this water effect.
I don't think it's
Especially-
supposed to be water exactly. It's supposed to
Yeah,
be
it's
the
supposed to be like
corruption.
weird goo.
Yeah, but like it's
I think it definitely holds up less well than some of the other stuff.
okay. But
Yeah.
compare how it holds up to Super Mario Galaxy, or not Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine.
Watch for the jump!
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I would love it if they were just like chatting, like.
An interesting thing about how a lot of these spaces are designed is that, as well as having a save that she can do, there's a lot of things where if you just happen to hit the wrong button, you'll still end up back.
Yeah, it's good.
Quick, we need to cross under there.
Sure, climb on the roof. It's not like gravity ever killed anyone.
Oof. This is definitely some P&O 3 quality writing.
No, I mean,
It's
these are
better.
actual jokes.
Roof run? No.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. That's good. You can't clip on her. She'll just move out of the way.
Wow.
Keep moving!
Okay, this is gonna have some fun platforming.
Yep. that sort of like series of things before you can like reach safe ground is, I think, what the game is really about.
And they're actually kind of like stuck into that because they've committed to you can always work back to the last safe position. So
Right, that's the thing. So like, but they can also therefore make like the points between safe positions fairly challenging or like fairly precise.
notice there's no music in this.
The aerialness reminds me of like a 3D knit stories in terms of like a lot of.
I don't know what the. All right, so something that I'm thinking a lot playing this is I'm wondering to what extent in practice this is going to turn out to be just a series of like technical experiments toward Assassin's Creed. Because what the
Assassin's Creed is it is a casual AAA game. It doesn't.
We need to reach him. To stop him.
Hey,
The
step away from there.
Who's he? Oh, he's the corrupted.
Also, this came out a year after Assassin's Creed.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
which surprised me too, actually.
Here we go.
So what I think of as like tip of like characterizing Assassin.
I like his little hops.
I like what they're doing with the weird trails he's leaving. That's good.
Also, like, I feel like we're kind of forgetting, like, now that, like, Assassin's Creed is, like, the most boring possible video game.
Yeah.
The platonic ideal of what is a AAA video game. It was a weird experiment in 2007.
Right.
They hadn't, like, leaned heavily into, like, a lot of the stuff that now defines it, so instead it's, like, just a game about doing parkour, but also half your verbs turn into shoving people out of the way in a crowd.
The parkour, at least in modern Assassin's Creeds, is basically push direction. Like, it's incredibly non-technical.
Yeah, it's really funny, like, because I've only played the first, and I didn't like it that much, but, like, it was interesting.
I played the Assassin's Creed that's set in Constantinople, a little bit of it. But I do kind of think of Assassin's Creed as being characterized by like a lot of like climb up post, move over on post, climb up other posts, etc.
Definitely.
What is it telling me to do?
Really what's going on here.
Why do people keep on doing QuickTime symbols that are not super obvious?
Well, because they hadn't developed the vocabulary for them yet, because this was...
No, they had. That's the thing that is annoying. I've played
I don't know,
Shenmue.
this was like...
Shenmue is like, here is the
This
like...
was the era where, like, everyone was leaning into the QuickTime event, though.
Yeah, but it's just that the buttons aren't... The button cues are confusing instead of just being like...
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they were...
Which is not a problem Shenmue had, is what I'm saying. Like... The examples they were working off handled this stuff fine.
So, like, I wouldn't describe the parkour in the original Assassin's Creed as, like, you know, like difficult or challenging, but I feel like a lot of what they're going for in this era, and that's common between these two, is that they're both about, like, having, like, very interesting animations that follow your intent, but, like, aren't necessarily super tight.
I think the main thing I'm thinking with Assassin's Creed is that, like, Assassin's Creed does, in a lot of ways, the things you're seeing here, it just does a lot more of it, right? Like, here you've got one really good AI companion, but Assassin's Creed has, like, entire AI crowds, right? You've got, like, one or two characters, you've got...
Now that should teach you something.
Like, Assassin's Creed, you're doing lots and lots of different things, and this is just one thing.
But doing it at a higher level of fidelity.
Yeah. Which I would prefer. I would rather have a game really go into one thing than go way into a lot of things. Whichever Assassin's Creed I played was just like, it was exhausting because it was just so many mini games. Like, I got to a point where like, press Y to heal the earth. Oh, this is... Have you tried screaming at the light?
Neat.
Yeah, I really like this as an effect.
Oh, that's good. Butterflies.
See the shitty fucked up one, then press Y to heal the earth, and now you can see the beautiful grassy
It's
brown.
fire.
How did you? Hey,
I'm alright. It's nothing.
it looks like it.
The fertile ground is pure now. It will stop Armin using its energy.
So he's trapped.
No. We must heal the other fertile grounds.
Yeah, you're in fine shape for that.
The light seed. Take me to a light seed.
What is a light seed?
I think his facial expression is saying the same thing.
Oh yeah, it's being pointed out that this came out in the same year as Mirror's Edge, which is another game that's definitely about the same kind of precision parkour.
Mirror's Edge is so good.
Well, I don't know what a light seed is, but you definitely have to get 60 of them.
Oh,
These things?
I felt I did. I didn't know what to do when we reached here, but I knew Ormaz would show me the way.
and you knew it was called a light
So
seed.
he's having bright ideas. Let's pick up some more of these light.
Oh. This is like
This
video
is the
game.
very end of the era of collecting 60 of something.
This is video game writing at its most, and that is not a good thing.
I feel like
I wonder if like they actually tried to like. What would have been really smart is if they had just like put in multiple meshes with her hair getting progressively more fucked up, and just like moved through them every time that she has to expend energy,
That would be great.
just enjoying the
increasing
walking through.
frizz.
Oh yeah,
Can you,
that's...
can you catch a butterfly?
Wow, that's really good.
I want to eat a butterfly.
There isn't a neat
Miguel's
button.
just looking at the grass responding to
Yeah.
you walking through it, and man,
It's handled well for something. God, yeah, it's just a great looking game.
Which one was Crackdown and which one was Prototype? Quarantine? Was there one named Quarantine or something?
I like
was
Prototype.
Prototype, and the one that's usually put together with is Infamous.
Right.
Those came out at similar times and had some similar mechanics.
Was Crackdown
Open world supervillain.
Which one was Crackdown?
Crackdown was the like super cops who can jump over tall buildings.
Oh, okay. So it's still kind of infamous. I liked one of those three. I don't remember which one.
So I don't think we can go here yet.
55 light seeds required for next power. I'm just completely overcome with how video game this is.
Oh yeah.
I know this is the kind
I
of video
really
game I like,
liked
but
Prototype at the time. I don't know how it feels now, but
I get
some
that
of
light
those
seed.
powers just felt like ridiculous.
Oh,
Remember,
can I just
you
not?
can-
Oh yeah, I can use whole thing.
double jump. Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
like they were like all purple. Now they're all.
The dead foliage is no. I kind of suspect that this is not how plants work in the real world. Like, hi, I'm some.
I mean,
very,
I'm not a botanist.
I'm some very light vinage growing on a rock face. Definitely, I can hold. How much do you think those two weigh combined?
Man, I don't know. Trying to pull out some of those vines from our fire escape, I'm convinced. I think you could.
I've climbed a grapevine that was on a trellis.
Wow, y'all were really up to some unsafe bullshit before I met you too.
Have they ever gone up your stairs?
Once or twice, it was terrifying.
It's fine. It's not called Doomstairs for a reason.
So the thing about these light orbs is that, like, normally the way this works is that you go through an area and then they give you 60 of something to, like, take a more complicated route. But here they're, like, you go through an area and they're like, okay, now go through it again, but touch the orbs along the way?
And enjoy the pretty.
Enjoy the pretty and
definitely
also,
enjoying
like,
The pretty is pretty good.
navigate using every possible bit of geometry.
Whereas before they were limiting you to only a few because of the goop.
Yep.
know if the signaling is as clear as it could be on the foliage, but pretty clear. I like the butterflies.
Yeah, they're really good.
Not quite.
Oh,
See, that's a really good animation.
but unfortunately, she actually like clipped through a wall at the start of it.
Well, don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm curious.
She's magic. It's fine.
Caitlin is asking, how
can't
urgently
there.
do you have to farm orbs in this? And I'm noting that
I
we-
don't remember because I never... I didn't finish this game. I got about 11 hours in, Steam was saying.
So the thing is, 2 of the 3 people we have on the couch playing today are developers of punishment platformers, so they
And one
wouldn't,
person who hates that kind of bullshit.
they wouldn't. Oh, that was cool. You know what would be really cool is
Yeah,
if
so
like
you can just chain her pulling you up higher and higher.
that's pretty cool.
I
that-
noticed
That catches really
even
good.
before
really
you get
good.
the pull up, if you have walls that are close enough together, you can get infinitely high. I did that during the very first section.
The fact that it's so forgiving is good because of the amount you move, the camera is not often giving you the information fast enough that you need.
Yeah.
I think also it doesn't often give you like 2 walls next to each other like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the camera seems
This
to
is
be
not the game's
the camera seems to be like very good at guiding into good places as long as you're in places the game expects you to be.
Yeah. Which is
I wonder what a
fine.
speedrun of this looks like. Like, do they do a lot of OOB?
I hope it's good. I've been disappointed by like the Mirror's Edge one is really boring because it's not about the mechanics.
I
It's
feel like
about-
this is the problem with speedruns, is that like they're often not interesting because they're just like avoiding, you know, the design mechanics in favor of...
You want a few interesting glitches that don't like skip most of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, ideally what you want is... So like an ideal speedrun has at least one section where you're playing the game as it's intended, at least one section where you're completely violating the logic of the game, but ideally the tricks should have some kind of difficulty to them, like unto themselves. Like the difficulty is you have to like start one intended trick and then invent it, like... Basically the speedruns that last are the ones where like the weird trick that you're doing is something that like, had it been intended as a design mechanic, it would have been difficult and interesting.
I mean, I will say also, like, my lack of interest in speedruns does stem from the fact that I don't really like watching people like play games either. Like I don't watch people stream games. I don't know.
I was watching the Mario Maker race at AGDQ. Was it last night?
That sounds really
was
interesting because like
fantastic.
that's like people playing it blind, right?
Playing it blind, playing very difficult, well-designed, interesting, challenging levels. And they were doing it as a relay, so each time somebody died, it would switch out from the 4 people in the team.
That's really interesting. Well, I feel like it's more interesting if it's like, here are people who are good at this being like given an arbitrary challenge rather than like, you know, just breaking stuff.
No, like I'd love to see a Mirror's Edge one, which is that because it's a really interesting technical first-person platformer.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mirror's Edge, not only is Mirror's Edge speedrun friendly, Mirror's Edge had time attack modes built in.
Yeah, but if you watch the speedruns, they're mostly about getting out of bounds.
Sure. That's what categories are for.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of watching speedrunning for me has to do with how interestingly can the person doing it explain what they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
often
Yeah,
it
that
can
also.
actually
That's compelling.
be
Like, what's-
objectively not that interesting to look at, but when they talk about how they found it or why it was difficult, it becomes interesting if they're interested in it.
Right. Like a lot of what's interesting about speedruns is the kind of like not even playing the game, just the sort of archaeology of figuring out how the game works and how you can use that to your advantage. Like the
New mechanic.
that's definitely a thing that you'd have the upper body strength to do in the real world. So like the
Look at that guy's arms.
okay, that's fair. So the
They're
the half A presses guy.
to be honest, I'm surprised that you weren't looking at them before, because look at them.
Eh,
I think the prince has upper body strength.
no, you're right.
Also, a really amazing plunging neckline. Like, sorry, can we just like point the camera at him for a second?
Yeah, I buy this guy as a sword fighter, lean but with giant arms.
See if I can get.
And also like I'm sorry, but that neckline is ridiculous. Look at that.
Yeah. Because if you want to...
I gotta say, it's really good and empowering that his neckline plunges way deeper than hers does.
If you want explanations, this is why a lot of the time, if I want to...
Stop trying to pet the prince.
I promise nothing. Oh yeah, remember, you can press LT to talk to her.
Yeah, I want to press the lore button more often. You
they
need to
won't
press
talk
the
lore
button
while
to
doing this.
learn about the... Yeah,
Just
see?
hanging out.
This would be great if they made it like Spider-Man-y, so like if you're like, you wait until you're swinging between poles to ask her, and she's like, well, the corruption spread between the seven realms.
So just in case people don't know, Spider-Man recorded the dialogue with various levels of exertion happening, so that they could switch it up depending on what you were doing, which is amazing.
Right.
Amazing and unbelievably expensive. I can't believe.
Armin in the vision. Doesn't that mean it's him creating them?
It wasn't Armin. This is Ormaz's power. It is the temple protecting itself.
Does her hair blow in the wind? Or is that just like a idle loop?
Walking along. There's this storm, now this.
Yeah, having a talk at any time button would be a lot more interesting if the character were more interesting and if more interesting things were
I
happening.
remember the banter being better than this, so I wonder if like they lean into it more as like if it gets more interesting over time.
Which way am I going?
Let's go this way.
What the orb says?
Or if I'm just misremembering.
Sorry.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, see, like
Communal gas.
there's always
That
a good
is-
animation.
Yeah.
So good.
We
We finally managed to mess it up.
Excuse me, princess. Approved.
Yeah, every once in a while, something about it gets confused, and they each go. Yeah, I keep on forgetting it's
Is
hold.
it just hold?
Yeah.
So Xandra says, audio producers always told me the most expensive thing is getting the actor in the booth. Adding more lines is cheap by comparison.
That I suppose that's probably true, but like if it takes extra days, I know that really cuts into budget. The idea of like doing voice acting really terrifies me.
Yeah, I imagine that the most frustrating and expensive thing is when you realize you need to get someone back in the booth where you easily could have done it if you'd known you needed it in the first place.
Well, that's why. I mean, I think a real bane of AAA programming is when the script doesn't come together until late because they need to start recording the voice lines early. But if there's churn in the, there's an entire subplot about this in The Writer Will Do Something, which is a Twine game written by the writer from Gears of War 1 and 2. And it is a Twine game about being present for the development of the entirely disastrous Shatterhand 3.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good
Completely
interactions
unnecessary
between
and
them.
very cute.
I do like that she never teleports. Like,
Oh, she does.
Oh,
she
she
has a
does?
weird, like, teleporty jump effect that she does.
okay, well,
But it's like a cool like teleporty like jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an active teleport.
We're entering the citadel. If the corrupted return to their places, the hunter will be here.
I get the feeling we're not alone here.
Once we reach the fertile ground, we should be safe.
Can you see the hunter?
We can't worry about him.
what does that mean?
Let's get to the top of that tower.
I should have climbed back out of that canyon.
I do appreciate the frizzy floofy hair representation in this game.
The fertile ground is at the top of that tower.
And we can reach this one.
Yes.
Let's get to the top of that tower.
It's climbable.
Keen 456 asks what we're playing this on.
We're playing it on PC, which upscales surprisingly well, and like we did not have any troubles getting this working, which is always like a gamble.
What res are we playing it at?
This is 1080.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I did not play this in 1080 when it came out.
That sounds
I
bad.
maybe played it in 540. Maybe. The one problem is that nowadays games that have console ports switch. If you have like a controller plugged in, it will just show you either keyboard or controller prompts. This shows you both at the same time, and it's very hard to read.
Okay, so now we've gone from no music to lots of music.
I guess because there's
Oh,
a
although
danger.
apparently the PC version doesn't have the DLC. To be honest, I feel like this game is already fairly long, so
PC version does not have the DLC?
apparently not.
Incidentally,
I did not know that.
you know what I always wanted to play, never got to, was the Mirror's Edge DLC. The Mirror's Edge DLC took place entirely in abstract Super Mario Sunshine Land. Like, it was just boxes floating in space. They
I
made
may have that.
Huh.
interesting.
It's like the VR missions of.
Yes, it's exactly the VR missions of.
I think, did they
Is
make
that the original?
Yeah,
did they make any plot attempts to explain why this was happening, or did it just?
I don't think so. I think it's just here is like the stuff that is just purely the great mechanics.
Do you ever get to protect a curry?
You don't. It's not. It does not have the
Okay.
humor of the VR missions. There are no like giant versions of policemen with Godzilla spines on them or anything like that.
Yeah, okay, so the thing about Mirror's Edge is that basically the consensus on Mirror's Edge when it came out was something along the lines of like, this was a good game, but at some point in development, some suit told them you have to add combat, and they tacked on combat that was just really joyless and awful. If I have a game in which there's any kind of oh my god.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge is totally a game you play on easy because it makes the combat trivial and therefore
No,
you can.
no. Here's the thing. So if a game has an option for a pacifist run, I'm always going to take it.
Oh, that would make Mirror's Edge really.
No, it made it incredible. Like, I played Mirror's Edge pacifist run on the first try, and I was like, this combat is incredible because it's really, really hard. It's absurdly hard, and you're trying to do like.
To do the pacifist run, you mean it's hard because the combat isn't.
The pacifist run is incredibly difficult because it means that you are having every single time that there's enemies around, it means you have like 5 seconds to complete this before they shoot you. And even you can get about halfway through the game without even doing a nonviolent takedown. But even the nonviolent takedowns are a lot harder and more interesting than the combat takedowns.
Honestly, like, I like the combat in Mirror's Edge. I wish it had been framed in literally any other way, because the problem is, like, I feel like it's actually a really fun routing puzzle. Like, when you're trying to rush through something, you're like, okay, I can grab this guard's gun, shoot the other one, immediately drop it, run to this guy, and, like, that was really interesting, but it just, like, feels really frustrating that, like, this is the way they framed it was, you're grabbing a shotgun and shooting a guy in the face. Which feels really incongruous with, like, everything else about...
Well, one thing is that eventually you hit a point where
We'll be fine.
you can play the game non-violently. There's an achievement for playing it non-violently. You can't get through the game without using a gun because there are glass pane walls in the office complexes, and the only way to get through them is to shoot them with a gun.
Yeah, like, that's really interesting, I feel like.
And
like,
you
I
can't
feel
keep
like...
the gun with you because the gun makes it harder to climb. So you've actually got to like route out, I will have a gun for this section so that I can get through glass walls, then I have to like fling it away from me.
Oh, so that's what happens if they're gonna kill you.
But, all, like, it's just, they get healed.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know. I think this like modal, like you're fighting now, you're climbing now, you're fighting thing is kind of good.
I was wondering how you'd feel about that, because,
And
like...
I like how they're, I can see why people wouldn't like it, but like I like pure platforming, so I'm willing to put up with it. Anyway, Mirror's Edge 2, I got about an hour in.
It's showing me icons and I'm not sure what it's trying to tell me.
So yeah, you see it healed a big chunk of its
Yeah.
health because you recovered.
But no, it
Next
keeps on
time-
showing me icons and I'm not sure if that's a prompt for me to do
I
something.
think it's a prompt.
That was red, so next time try pressing B.
Please do.
Can you do the thing where like you throw them in the air with your gauntlet?
Yeah, I keep on. Oh, no, missed.
Because that seems to work really well.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so that was showing me.
The silver one is parry.
Oh, it's parry. It looks like it's showing me the gauntlet, though.
I think
blue,
it's showing
blue,
you
red.
his big scissor hand.
Oh, I thought it was showing me to use my gauntlet.
Is it
maybe.
red?
Red,
That's
red.
showing you
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's good. I've been asking that the entire game. Imagine if she was the playable character.
Princess of Persia.
Yeah, sure, why not? Observing the reason it's silver is because it's a trigger.
Yeah.
The transitions from ends of battles are not great in this. They always feel kind of like strangely tacked on.
Yeah, it's weird that both the X button, like the blue button and the gold button are not the correct colors. Like, those don't correspond to any era of Xbox controller button colors. I know. I've been looking at them a lot.
You think they expect you to do this one first?
Oh, the gold is yellow. It's the Y button.
Yeah, but it's a really dark.
Yeah, the colors are not.
That's what I mean. They're just
Yeah.
like, they're not the right saturation levels at all.
Hey, is this always going to weaken you as much?
I don't know. I've never driven Armin from land before.
I wonder how effective a model swap would actually be for this. I've been watching someone playing the Assassin's Creed set in Egypt with a model swap on it, and it works very well until the cutscenes.
Amazing. I
It would
think
probably
lot
look
that-
a little bit weird because she does have a bit of a hip sway that he doesn't.
Oh man, no, I'm into that.
Yeah.
I think
Really, that's a compelling argument in favor of giving him a hip sway.
I want to see Jake.
No, I'm not saying it shouldn't be done.
I want to
I'm
see
just
Jake
saying-
Gyllenhaal like working it.
Stop comparing him to Jake Gyllenhaal. He's... This guy's attractive.
Ooh.
Jake Gyllenhaal could be attractive if he shaved the gross little whatever situation was with facial hair. I don't know.
What is going? Okay. Huh.
Huh. I don't like.
This definitely is doing a lot more like, well, these are in weird places I did not think I could get to, which
Yeah,
I'm into.
I really like that it's signaling.
What's going on?
That's the tree, but that's pretty cool.
yeah.
I think.
No, I like it because it is sort of like, I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, none of this is like interactable areas. I'm like, no, all of this is interactable areas.
I wonder if they expected you to do this one first. This is the leftmost one, right?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the
Okay,
area,
it'll only let
first
me
area we
really
went
go
to.
forward here. So this is clearly the first thing I've got to do.
Like, there's a lot of other stuff we could have done in that area.
So if you get the orb and then you die, that doesn't count, right?
I don't know.
It really shouldn't, but I don't actually remember how they do it. It's like it's not a time rewind.
Good.
Yeah, fling yourself into the void to find out.
Like after.
No, like right now. You haven't,
that's right,
you haven't
yeah.
gone to safety yet.
That was close.
Yeah.
Nope, you got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. That's too bad. It's a get to this orb is a much
Well, I mean,
easier
it's
challenge
not-
than get to the orb and then get back safely.
But it means that they can like make like more difficult challenges.
Yeah, no, it makes sense
Yeah.
given the number of orbs you have to collect. If it was
Yeah.
less,
Also, like, it makes sense in terms of the framing of it because it's not rewinding time. At no point does time rewind. She's just saving you from a bad fall.
But time rewinds during battles.
Nope,
no.
they just recover. She protects you, and while she's doing
They
that,
take
the enemies recover
opportunity.
their health.
Yeah. Yeah, because
okay.
they don't do a full recovery. It's a specific amount
Yeah.
per rewind, not like how much damage you did. I think.
You can just like claw down.
I'm. Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
Whoa! I'm kind of a little bit not liking how, since these are all kind of vague glowing orbs, it's a little bit hard to judge their exact position in air.
I think once you're close to them, it's not so bad.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, there's like a lot of leeway on them.
Oops, wrong button. It's like it's a wall line. No, wait, there's a post. I'll just. Oh, okay. I guess I'll just fall.
I wonder if
Guess I'll die.
he'll ever get used enough to being saved that he'll just be like, "Wee."
I really do feel like the Death Stranding thing of BB just gets really excited when you do something like stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that understands what people are playing video games for. It's like, no, actually, it's cool when you fling yourself down a mountain like a jackass.
I like when Sam comments on that. A little speed demon here.
Okay, I need two.
I'm fine. Let's go.
You know, this isn't poisonous.
See, like, it's got jokes. They don't all land, but it's definitely got jokes.
There's a lot of moments in this where like you get this little glimpse of like that this could have been completely incredible. Like as it is, it's still pretty cool. Like this is the kind of thing that I feel like is not just usually just doesn't get made. So I'm pretty enthused about the fact that this exists.
You said thanks. That's so nice.
The like running around talking stuff is like also very Nathan Drake. And they do a great job on that stuff. Like, I don't like the mechanics in those games very much, but I find the way that they do like character stuff and storytelling in a very like big blockbuster movie way a lot of fun.
So this is interesting. They seem to be assuming that by the time you've gone through 4 of these worlds, you'll have collected like
I keep on.
1/4 of the orbs from each world. Caitlin says it's an interesting touch that when you grab an orb, it flies to Erica.
Because
Not
she's
you.
the one collecting the seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's kind of like a big thing in Prince of Persia is you have time powers, and this one's like, no, she has the time powers. You're there to open jars.
So that was not clear to me that was a lot farther.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's clear
which is
once
why I
you
messed it up
once you do it
twice.
the first time and then eat shit.
I think she grab them also? It seems like when we get close to them, sometimes she's grabbing them herself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in areas where you can just
not
walk
what I
over
meant
and
to
grab
do.
them, she
Not what I
does.
meant to do.
Whoa.
Throwing you to your...
That worked out.
Oh, Caitlin's suggesting that the saturation is a cue to tell you to double jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Like
saturation.
if you see that you're about to eat shit, then you can...
Yeah.
You can sometimes save... Yeah, like there.
Yeah.
Also, the jump
But
that
you
you
saw
didn't-
them
Oh
reacted to
shit!
it.
Shit!
the jump that you Whee!
Yeah, see, this is what I mean by like they let you recover even if you're doing the wrong inputs. They often get you back where you need to be.
Yeah, that's really... I'm really impressed. So that was parry. Or like block.
Okay.
So the
See, that was me messing up that quick time.
the jump that you misjudged, someone was noting that there were a series of crossbeams at equal distances, but then there was one that was missing and you could see where it had broken off. So that was your visual cue. This one's extra long.
Good.
I am really bad at the quick times in this. Just give me the button number. Like, I know it's probably because it's the PC version, so they wanted it to be a generic thing.
No, I think these look the same in every...
I do like that every single time you're about to die, they give you a recover button.
Yeah, it just, unfortunately, I have not gotten good at reading them yet. And I don't think that they're particularly legible. It's like, that
think
does
it's
not look
expecting
like block to me. That looks like use grip
I think
thing.
it's expecting you to just look at the... Yeah.
So someone in chat made a comparison between the orbs here and the strawberries in Celeste. In Celeste, you actually do have to...
Yeah, you have to complete it.
But they build that into the challenge in interesting ways. So like, for example...
Yep.
But there's also less of them, right? Like, they're like the pages and they bleed pixels also.
Yeah, there's maybe one per room at most.
I'm trying to
Also,
remember.
the thing I really
There's
like
a
in
lot
that
of rooms,
fight is
though.
like on the ground, you're smearing like weird trails of... Like, that texture is really good.
Yeah.
In a way that the ooze doesn't quite work.
I wonder what language she's speaking. Is that Farsi?
I'm trying to remember how many pages I put in They Bleed Pixels levels. I think it was... It's either like 5 or 6.
I thought it was originally 3 and then 6, right?
Yeah, I cannot remember now, but they were all designed to be like, you've got to get there and get back successfully.
Yeah.
It would usually give you enough save juice so you could save as soon as you got back onto safe land.
It would be cool if after something bad happens, you
back
just
here.
cussed in Farsi.
Your waypoint is just... You haven't changed the waypoint, so it's just
Oh.
pointing you.
I thought I had, but I guess... No, I had changed
Oh,
it.
okay. It's just that you're going through... I see.
Oh, yeah. So we could have gone out through the entrance and then back through the different entrance and seen some new territory. But of course, going this way means orb. Caitlin says you can fast travel?
Like, can I get the angle right on this? No, you can't change
No.
angle with your double jump. It's stiff.
Oh. You can teleport to the place you've been, I think. Yeah.
Okay. We do need to get light seeds, so I may as well
Yeah.
traverse back.
Yep.
Arcane Void says, I like this game because it captures how terrifying it is to be a video game protagonist.
Okay, interesting that I can't basically let go from here.
Can you press...
Oh, you can't transition to
Oh,
claw.
there we There, it did there. I was pushing it before and it wasn't doing it.
It might
Maybe
need to
I
be at
need
the
to hold
bottom,
it
yeah.
longer.
Will that corrupted thing come back here?
We're safe. Armin can't cast his shadow here until the land is healed.
And if you happen to actually like the combat, that's just saying that now that you've finished the area, we've punished you by taking out the interesting combat encounters.
Okay, so there.
I do like that all of these challenges are designed so that they can be completed in either direction.
Well, some of them, like like it's the entrance area, so
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily need to be like every part of the area. And it doesn't need to be
Right.
bi-directional. Like it has those slides.
But I feel like there's something interesting to me about
Okay, there's the.
like platforming that's designed for you should be able to traverse this repeatedly, as opposed to just here's a one-way challenge.
Nope.
The modern Tomb Raiders have a lot of situations where it's traversable in both directions, but you have to use a very different
That's really interesting.
That's interesting.
set of moves in each direction.
I've only played the first one of those, but that's a game that has a jump I really like in 3D.
No, I
Has like extreme amounts of air control, so you can really do good acrobatic stuff without it feeling.
That's
I wish
cool.
there had
I don't
been
know
more
exactly
focus
what
on
it
the
is,
raiding
but-
tombs and less on the shooting people with World War II guns.
that improves as the series goes on.
Well, that's what you
Okay.
are, isn't it? A princess?
My name is Elika.
All right. Sorry, Princess Elika.
I didn't get your name.
That's because I didn't give it to you.
It's Jake.
What's the furthest
No,
you
it's
ever
not.
You were there.
The end of that canyon? Where would you go if you could?
The ocean. What's it like?
In the desert, you feel alone. You survive the desert, but you live the sea. Be careful, princess. You see that? You might not come back. What's it like being a princess?
Tiring. Why do you wear that scarf?
It's lucky.
I didn't think you believed in that sort of thing.
I don't. But maybe it believes in me. Oh, wish I hadn't eaten that carrot.
Just once I want to hear him say, well, excuse me, princess.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already done that joke.
I missed it.
It's when like he was trying to get past her.
Excuse me, princess.
Yeah, like he was trying, like he moved her aside on the post, and he was like, "Excuse me, princess."
Just comboing into oblivion.
Yeah, I don't know if you're
I can-
nailed it.
The extend button is a bit weird. Basically, it's like I start by hitting A, and then when I get to that, I have to use B,
Yeah.
which is just used for extending things without jumping off of them.
Well, I feel like that's interesting because like it can like create situations where like, you know, you have to press different buttons depending on
Yeah.
I
what
feel
you're
like how I
reacting to.
want that to work is like, okay, so first off, what exactly was this wooden structure for when it was originally built? Like what?
Parkour.
Platforming.
Mm.
Oh, there's some interesting.
Prince of Parkour.
Had a little bit of trouble interpreting what I wanted to do there.
I like how he seemed that he was like, that was a bit of a rough jump. Rin in chat says, imagine being the dude who had to get that wood up there.
Maybe it's like the wood was for all the safety rails.
The ones that fell off. I'm honestly having more trouble with the question of what these rings were for. There's just big banners hanging here at one point.
That seems reasonable.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, the really impressive people.
Sounds like you just explained it.
The really impressive people are the masons who put this up.
Maybe these wooden chunks at one time had entire platforms attached to them.
Yeah, that would be a...
A game like Viscera cleanup detail, but instead of cleaning up all the blood and guts after a shooter protagonist goes through, you have to go and like hammer in all the pitons before the platforming protagonist comes through.
Nice.
Whoa. That dangles.
Is that more cuneiform?
Possibly.
I mean, I think that's also like an interesting contrast between, you know, like this and Assassin's Creed, where like
What is? Sorry.
you're doing a lot of parkour on like very real geography, like to the point where like one of the selling features of Assassin's Creed was like how well researched, you know, their ancient Jerusalem was. Whereas
Oh, I see,
this is
okay.
like just focusing on what is an interesting space to traverse. Does it make sense? Who cares? It's an interesting space.
Make your mind up.
Nice.
And I feel like this has like less downtime of you trying to get to somewhere where there's an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
Where sometimes you just be like not near a building.
Yeah, I understand that some people really liked that they solved that in, I think it was Syndicate, where they give you a grappling hook where you can just be like, there's an interesting building over there. Take me to it.
Well, they basically
Wow,
did
those
that.
games got really bullshit by
That's the one I've played. That's the Victorian England one.
Okay.
Which I basically bought just because I'm like, I want to wander around a really like realistic Victorian England.
I kind
I
of
mean,
want
to
see
be fair,
the,
that was why I got the original too. Like, it was
I
definitely
still-
the tourism.
I still kind of want to
angle.
see the World War I bits of that.
So where are you going? Oh, I see. She's just routing you through the main area.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that probably is the...
Hi, Mana Tree. Oh, the huge Mana Tree.
It's really frustrating because like I played the first Assassin's Creed and I'm like, there are some aspects of this that are interesting. I hope they get to iterate on them more, and apparently they only iterated on the worst parts.
The thing I am glad that they've done is that they have added like a tour thing, because that's what I wanted the most, was like,
Right.
give me a walking tour.
That is extremely...
I don't know if they've done it fully. Like, what I want is actually like a historical walking tour where it's just like there's a voice in your
Yeah.
head, and it's like, oh, turn left here to see the such and such.
They've,
That
they've
sounds
already,
great.
They've already got crowd dynamics, so they could just literally have a tour guide that you're supposed to like follow around like it's an
Follow a guy
escort
with a
mission.
little flag.
I did just trail Karl Marx in that one for like a ridiculous amount of time.
He's probably like, oh, the Pinkertons again. Someone is saying that in Syndicate, the Victorian London one, your base was just a train which is like orbiting around London and
Yeah.
it never stops, and you had to jump on what was moving.
Yep.
What the
Kind of
fuck?
good.
Its story is absolutely incoherent.
I
like,
see.
just weirdly.
Wait,
Oh, so they never iterated on that.
did they have Karl Marx in Victorian London?
Maybe I'm. That doesn't make sense. So
Okay, let's go.
This is clearly going to be something later, but I'm not sure it is now.
yeah, okay. I thought this is where I had to
Oh,
go.
look at those.
Okay, good.
I'm just going to imagine when she does
I'm
that,
glad
she's
that
cussing.
wasn't fatal.
Like she just said, like, your mother is a donkey in Parsi or something.
I'm sorry that this has caused me to talk about Assassin's Creed so much, because Like, those games just really frustrate me, and that, like, now all video games are that, and I kind of hate them.
I mean, I don't know. It's just while I'm watching this, I'm just thinking, oh, this is Assassin's Creed. Like, this is a little 10
This
minute.
is the interesting part, though.
Yeah,
This is a little 10-minute segment from Assassin's Creed stretched out to Game Link.
This is the good part forever.
I don't even think I mean, I didn't play the first one, but the bits of the later ones I've played, the traversal is not very satisfying, and I often find it doing things that look impressive but are not what I meant to do, which makes me feel very disconnected from it. Like, I'll push in the wrong direction and run along a wall in a way where I feel like making a mistake should have just made me fall down to the street or something. Yeah. It's very odd. It gives me a strange disconnected
I guess that's one of the
feeling.
problems when, like, you have, like, a very generous animation system that's more focused on, like, always doing something satisfying.
This is doing a lot of
what's that?
snapping compared to like a mascot platformer.
How do you feel about that?
It's like it's not doing it to the extent that it annoys me. It's not.
Because you have very strong feelings about that in Uncharted, I know.
Yeah, Uncharted is extremely that. This is not as loose as I remember the modern Tomb Raiders being.
Do you think it's okay? Like, you think it's better just because,
Teach me how to do that.
like, it's more willing to let you fall because the penalty is so?
It's also like not trying to like the landscapes are better signaled. It's not trying to find spots to snap to. Like, a thing that happens in some of the Uncharted is you think you figured out a jump, but you're actually going to a place you're not supposed to, and it just goes like, where could I route this jump to? And so you're like running straight, and then suddenly you jump off to the side because
that's
it's
the
found.
feeling. That's the feeling I'm thinking about, where it's kind of like there are invisible trails up and across various surfaces, and it will snap you to the nearest one, even if it's not that close to where you were pressing.
Yeah.
I mean, snapping is very much in the.
Whereas, like, I remember really liking this a lot more than, like, I liked, you know, any of the, like, the PlayStation era mascot platformers. Even though it's mechanically fairly similar in that, like, you're, like, traversing space for collectibles.
No, like, gameplay-wise, in some ways, this reminds me the most of, in terms of Ubisoft games, of Rayman 2. But it had more, like, freedom of jumping and such.
Yeah, and Lauren in chat is pointing out that, like, the snapping makes a lot of sense once you get to the points that are, like, really, like, long strings of just react, 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 react.
Then the city emptied. Only the palace remained.
Spooky place for only a few people.
It's not ghosts we'll find here. It's illusions. The concubine will be waiting for us.
Man, they're really just jumping into it.
The corruption must have taken the bridges that were here. We'll have to go the hard way.
What was this? Your wine cellar?
The cavern was here before the city was built. After the palace was complete, they sometimes used this space for royal performances. Music, plays, great thinkers, magical words. All were once heard here.
I've never been to a performance. Never seen a play.
They're full of adventures, stories, and ideas. Dreams of what people can be.
There's a whole world of adventures out there, Princess. You should spend more time with those than in here imagining them. I like a good story. But if the only place you saw the outside world was here,
Ideas are important.
ideas are only as strong as the sword they hold.
Not everything can be fixed by hitting it with a sword.
True. But you can fix everything else with a lot of money or a little love. You can think about locking Armin away, but unless we use a sword as well, he escapes.
And without reason and courage to guide that sword, then all will die and be laid to waste.
The concubine sold her soul to Armin like the other corrupted?
No one knows who she really was. I don't know if even she does. Armin gave her the power of illusion. She could become who she wanted to be, make people believe whatever she wanted them to believe.
Can you cast illusions? If the concubine can.
I don't know. These powers are growing and changing. I don't know what I will be able to do, or if they'll just stop.
They won't stop. Ormas, if you're out there, don't let them stop. If you and the concubine can both use magic,
My powers come from Ormaz, hers from Ahriman. We have nothing in common.
Is there any chance your writings tell us how to spot one of the concubine's illusions?
The only method is to break the illusion, literally break it through contact. But even that isn't foolproof.
Where exactly are we going?
I think they're not expecting you to do them all at once.
I don't know when else you'd do them. I do like the thing of like just
I
keep
think you
pressing.
just like do one as you go along.
Just like press the button as many times as you want until you're bored of hearing story, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately,
Or
this
until it
writing
does
is-
the zoomed out one, which tells you that it's done.
Yeah, that's a good way of communicating that. Like
maybe a little bit.
I
All
do
of the places to get lost.
wish that they just did that as you were traversing.
yeah.
Which is more what Uncharted does, where it like just gives you story as you're doing stuff. And like banter and such.
And then when you come back, it's
Like,
like,
I think
so
they,
what were we
I
talking
don't-
about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be like that difficult to do it.
The fertile ground is below us. The bridge
I do like that the ooze tries to grab you.
We'll have to use those roof
Yeah.
columns to get across and then drop down.
What they could have done is just unlock, instead of like you just hit there and mash the button until you're done. Oh, huh. Instead of just mashing the buttons until you're done, they could have just unlocked one every time you hit a new platform.
They might be doing that, and I'm just not hitting it enough, and then they've got a bunch queued up.
Yeah.
That's how I think it's working.
Malamed is reminding us that this is.
Oh, illusion!
Whoa! Malamed in chat is reminding.
It's really interesting that like they showed like that route and it wasn't actually the way that you end up going.
Yeah.
Let me help you relieve the pain.
Like they can
Oh,
script
I'm
fake
not
routes.
into that outfit.
It's not a great character design.
I like,
Okay, so now I've got to get to her. I'll be the fertile ground person.
So what happens if you eat shit
just
now?
try screaming. Oh, that's good.
Oh, let's find out.
Okay.
They got visitation privileges or something.
They're stretchy.
Yeah, the black goo is stretchier than it looks.
Okay, so I need to
Stretchy
get to
goo.
there.
I do like that kind of inversion of expectations. Like you get where you think you're headed immediately, but then
Yep.
now you're going back.
Like, oh, you do a boss fight here. I've done those before.
Someone in chat is pointing out that like this was a relatively early game, and the idea of like conversations that were like interruptible were like actually that was a tech that had to be invented.
Yeah. And they are doing a lot in this.
I don't
Yeah.
remember, like, the first Uncharted was a launch title, right?
For what?
For PS3, so for
That
this.
could be right.
I don't remember how much it was doing that in the first one.
Uncharted, yeah, was 2007. So like just before this.
But also
And that
like
doesn't surprise me because this feels like Uncharted was something that they were looking at when they were making this.
Well, it was like months before, so I'm not sure.
oh, that's odd.
Depends on how much access they had to.
Yeah.
Well, I assume this game.
There's like a little thing hanging in front of the.
You think?
Oh, and you can't double. They took away your double jump. It's interesting.
Oh,
No.
Nope.
Do a, yeah. No.
Maybe you're not
look
even-
to your left.
I don't think I can get that. Like, this is where I don't actually have real freedom of movement with my jumps. So there isn't, I don't think, a way to... Oh, wait, maybe if I use the wall... No, see, it doesn't know that I want to do a wall run, because...
Maybe it thinks you're supposed to come in from the other direction.
I don't think so, because it led me here from...
This is weird. You don't have an orb. orb girl has been taken away.
Maybe if I extend button. Yeah, extend button doesn't do anything. Like that's what like the sort of snapping thing is also connected to. There's a lot of moves I can't just do.
Yeah.
Which that does actually feel kind of Prince of Persia. Could one of these walls be an illusion somehow?
Touching it would get rid of it. Can I just jump to that if I do it at an angle? Oh, I can, okay.
Yeah.
Christine, vindicated.
Just because of how much snapping there was, I didn't think that that would actually work.
Yeah, I don't think that was great.
So willful, so destructive. You break everything you find. Try again.
Teeth.
Extreme teeth.
Lost in the desert, walking purpose, yet lost all the same. What guides you then, little man? Prince or pauper? Thief
I get to that. Yeah. Oh. Oh, and she pulls me back here. Well, I think I can go just straight for. Where did she go?
I feel like this writing is what you get when like the writers are salaried and can write as much as you want, but the designers haven't really given them much to talk about. Like, I can't help but notice that she's asking a lot of questions, like, you don't know who you are or why you're here. I'm like, well, way to call out the writers.
It's definitely frustrating because I think like I think I must have just been remembering what I wanted them to do, which is lean more into, you know, like the snappy banter between the prince and Elika.
I mean, this game is very long. Maybe you just remember about an hour's worth of really good banter.
It definitely, though, as I say, it is better than the Assassin's Creed, which just feel like incoherent.
Sure, that's not saying anything.
I wish Assassin's Creed had so Assassin's Creed was originally leading up to the third one in the series was going to just be in the future. You wouldn't be using.
Is that actually true, or was it just what it really seemed like it was going to be from the first?
I think that's what everyone assumed was going to happen.
Oh, I was over here all the time.
That was honestly the point where I gave up on playing Assassin's Creed 1 was I was like, oh, I'm really excited for the bit in the third act of this game where I'm gonna be doing all this parkour stuff in the present.
Yeah, I think there's 4 minutes of that at the end. I'm not sure. I've never played the original.
Well, everyone said that it wasn't, so that was when I gave up.
I see. I only played Constantinople, and I'm not going back to Constantinople.
Okay, no more complaining about Assassin's Creed. This is just boring.
Is that what chat said?
It's what I'm saying.
But you've been here already.
Yeah, but she's there now.
Okay.
That's the thing with life. It's so confusing. You think you know where you are, then everything changes. You crave her, don't you? But all she has in her heart is purpose. She serves her people. She serves Ormond. She has no space.
This has not been set up enough for it to make any sort of sense.
It also could be she's just talking nonsense, and that's supposed to be the case, but it's still weird.
You know, I bet this character design looked really good in concept art. I just don't think it quite works.
I'm just happy that the pink stands out against the backgrounds.
It does, but it also feels kind of garish and out of place.
Oh man, it's...
I mean, I kind of like the garishness of it. I just,
The garish is good, and you could... You could also imagine the character this character is being the, in the actual time and place this was set, being the only person with access to pink dye.
That's the thing. If it was just, a little less supernaturally pink and instead just,
It's the
really
glowiness
dramatically
just
done.
doesn't
Exactly.
But she's literally supernatural. Also,
Well, I
this
feel
is
like that's what
it's just
pushes
that-
it into tacky instead of just like interestingly tacky.
this is
She
also,
looks like she's being rendered in CGA.
This is the era when everyone was very proud of themselves whenever they could do particle effects.
I will say, I'm really happy this game isn't brown.
Oh yeah,
Big
no.
fan of the not being completely
No, I'm most
brown.
like this has had great color, so I'm surprised
Yeah.
that. Oh, magic. Okay. I have to say, not into the like really heavy use of quick time events in these combat things.
I feel like if the
Well, I
icons,
think it's just that you're failing.
Oh,
if the icons were better, it might be okay. Like if it was just clearly like attack, parry, shield.
I think it's telling
magic.
you to like be blocking because you're not blocking normally.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I get a feeling like the quick time events are supposed to be like this is your last chance before
Yeah.
failure. Like you get one chance to recover and then.
it's not feeling that way when you're playing. Like,
okay.
if that's the case, they're not doing a good enough job of signaling your.
I think it's really you're not blocking enough.
Another man falls to me. It is Armin's will.
Ma'am, that's none of our business.
Corruption hates you.
Yeah, this may be a case where the failure state thing is not actually helping me to learn the combat.
Because you can just like rely on it. That is always the problem with like having a forgiving failure state is that often
Well,
a
also
hard
they've-
one helps you learn things.
They've also sort of hidden failure states so much in this that it just feels like, oh, there's a lot of. Like, this is
Yeah.
having me do a lot of quick time events for some reason, and it doesn't feel great. Oh.
Well, it's been entertaining.
Please tell me there's a way to get rid of her permanently.
When we imprison Armin for good, or if we enter the palace rooms beyond the back gate.
Have you been taking turns without me noticing, or is Miguel?
No, it's just been me.
I was actually gonna.
I was gonna say, are we gonna play this for multiple days, or do other people want to?
Well, I
take-
was going to actually ask to take over when we got through these opening 4 areas.
You want to give it a go now?
Yeah, sure. Take the 4th area. Oh, this is. Okay, I'm gonna be taking over in the difficult part after that.
I never saw myself as appearing on a stage. I'd like to thank you for coming to tonight's special performance of Death of a Concubine.
She's not dead.
I can dream. I thought that's what stages were for.
If you don't dream, you will never be more than you are.
And if you don't wake up, dreaming's all you'll ever do.
Let's go to the next fertile ground.
The writers are just working so hard and they have nothing to say. Okay, so let's see here. Jump.
B is your extend.
Okay, so nothing happens if you sword or jump while you're just moving around. Okay, so that's top is girl button.
Yeah.
B and Y or X is extend.
No, B
X is
is
sword.
B is extend.
Okay, jump, extend.
Like extend is the thing that you do when you see like a ring.
How do I say tell me the? Oh, she can't tell me where we're. Oh, that's interesting. You say the tell me where we're going button, it can't do it if you haven't selected a place to go. Not too far from whatever the next tower is, quote unquote. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Get some orbs and you'll find out.
Get these two because they're handy. Oh, that's some nice water.
It's fine.
It's okay. It doesn't feel like it's like repeating itself. Like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have the common thing from this
wish-
era of like, it's a good chunk of water, but you can also see it turn into little squares once you get a lot of it.
Yeah, well, the ugly water is definitely doing that. But, hey, what do like right now? I wish I could like, I want to just get down there and sit by the water.
Yeah, that's not a place you can go.
Whenever a game gives me the, okay.
Definitely more Metroidvania than
Yellow,
open
blue,
world.
green.
Yes.
Red, yellow, blue, green. Wait. RGBY, RGBY. Okay. Sorry, it's gonna take me a moment to get used to. Whoa. Okay, that camera was not great. Oh no.
I like that she can throw you to your death and then grab you.
All right, I take back the thing that I said I wanted to have to get back to dry ground to keep the blue orbs.
So if you hold, then you'll go over the ledge?
If you hold what?
A. That's how you got up.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you what you just did.
Okay, sure. Oh, do I have to press the extend button?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's kind of nice. It's like,
And yeah, you've got the same thing I have where you think A is going to scramble up because it does that in other games.
but it sometimes does it in this game,
No,
right?
No.
never.
Never.
It
Okay.
is always jump off.
So. Okay. So just keep pressing extend?
Yeah, keep pressing
No.
X.
So press B whenever you get to, press B there, then hold it.
Yeah.
Press and hold
A.
B, not...
hold A.
No, A will make you jump off.
Okay, so there is a problem, which is
Okay.
that to my brain, this is B and this is A, and that will never,
Listen to
ever
Miguel.
change. All right, so just say jump or extend. So I press and hold extend, jump always means away. That's kind of
Yeah.
good. I think I like
Yeah,
that.
no, it's coherent. It's different from other games, so
Yeah.
it can be a little bit confusing to get used to.
What's,
That's a fun bit of ceiling stuff you can
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
So do I press jump or extend to go along ceiling?
there. Extend.
Okay.
You may need to hit jump to just get yourself launched out.
Yeah, I think you do
Yeah, because that's going away, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I did there. I just kind of mashed a few buttons and it sort of did what I wanted. That's probably
You
okay.
can get those other ones if you want.
I like how it like automatically loops around, kind of anticipating that's what you're going to want to do.
That's where you want to hit.
That's where I hit extend. Okay. Yeah, that
No,
actually.
No,
That's where
not
you do-
extend. That's where you want to hit her.
Right. Sorry. That's press the girl button.
Yeah.
She does have a name.
Does she?
Yes, princess.
Elika? I don't know.
Where do you need to go? You might want to hit the.
No, I want to go this way. Well, so okay, so one of the really good uses of the collect 60 things idiom in this or any other game is that you can tell which way you're supposed to go because it's the way where there are orbs.
There
Because
were
if-
tons of orbs in the other direction, so that's not really the case.
Now
in
you're in
this.
the.
I already pressed the button, so I know
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be. I know I'm on the
Yeah.
right fork. Okay, that was weird. So did I have to press it again, or did I just?
You want to.
Oh, I have to just keep. No. Is that a jump?
It might be a jump, because it'll be a wall run if you hold it. Did you try extend first?
I tried extend for. Wait, no, I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm sorry. Sorry. This is extend. This is
X
That's
is attack.
sword.
X is attack. Okay.
You don't even need to worry about that button right now.
Sorry.
That worked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's intended.
Okay.
That's intended.
Nailed it.
Go.
I think I was having trouble with that one because I was hitting the. One problem is that there's no feedback of any kind on extend at all. It's just either the animation continues or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Also,
no,
I really don't like that you can't attack when there's nothing to attack because.
That's what I was saying, that like the game feels very like possibly slightly too contextual for my taste.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good that you can't attack when you're not in combat. That feels
Well,
right.
the problem is that because I was confused about that, I was hitting extend. I was hitting attack while I was running along a wall.
The problem with not being able to attack is that I can't smash pots, and I want to smash pots.
Really big fan of not being able to smash pots.
This is where you're wrong.
Oh.
It's almost as bad as your opinion on double jumping.
I like how the girl orb button.
Things that suck in video games. Double jumps, smashing pots, spending experience points to get 6% faster reload speed.
I'll agree with you there.
In fact, if we could just take like a hiatus on like spending experience points, period, that would be great.
Only if that doesn't mean we're gonna have to collect 60 orbs.
Honestly, I feel like orbs should have a comeback now that like this is showing that like maybe there are actually good uses of orbs.
What about shuffling through like 60 gun parts you picked up to find the one that will give you a 6% return?
Oh, I swear to fucking God.
We really should play some more Payday 2. Which
you're really not selling it.
Absolutely suffers from that.
This game really...
I'm sorry, but unless those gun parts are anime girls, I just can't relate to it.
It has terrible advancement, but the gameplay in between the advancement is good enough that you don't care.
Right. So a thing that I've this is...
Devastation is more than the work of corruption.
Why do I get the feeling if corruption didn't do this, something worse did?
In the last battle with Armin, the city was given to the warrior. I think this could be his work.
Now we know who the boss fight's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. No,
So you
that's
can-
not... Oh, there's a trigger for...
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 girl buttons.
Just keep going.
You may have missed your opportunity to have more of a conversation.
Let me guess. He's standing on the fertile ground?
Yes.
If that thing's just standing there, shouldn't we go somewhere else?
The corrupted will try to stop us wherever we go. There won't be easy answers.
Well, if you have to face him, let's get it over.
I wonder if we did this in a different order, whether they would...
One thing that's interesting is that...
Did we have named bosses in the first 2 areas?
We did.
Okay.
I don't know what
No, the first one had the hunter.
Okay, yeah.
So there's the hunter, the concubine, the warrior, which, like, keeping up with the whole, like, extremely indistinct writing thing of, like, the characters having...
Well, it's the Prince of Persia.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's...
Yeah, but he's not a prince. Well, maybe he's after he gets involved with her, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think they're quite nailing what they're going for, but I do like...
If you want to do some, like, Neil Gaiman archetype shit, you need to have some Neil Gaiman quality writing. Oh.
Lauren Schmid, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce names, in chat. Yeah, there's a game where all the people whose pots you have smashed you through a series of tedious... There should be a game where all the people who... It'd be good if I could actually read this closer. Okay. Yes, there should be a game where all the people whose pots you have smashed put you through a series of tedious legal proceedings. Terranigma actually has you getting in trouble for doing all the standard Zelda things.
Alternately, a boss at the end that is made of all of the fragments of crates that you've smashed, and the more you smash, the bigger it gets.
Hideo
The sorrow but crates.
Hideo
Indeed.
Kojima's Legend of Zelda. Kojima?
Kojima.
Kojima. Hideo Kojima.
Which bad at last names today.
Look, I grew up in Texas and then I spent the next 20 years on the internet. I can't pronounce shit.
Really? I think you nailed it.
The rule of you press, the rule of jump is always away, extend is always toward is not being kept. Alright, so this is talk to girl, this is block. That's an
Is
interesting.
it trigger or bumper?
It's trigger, not bumper.
Very good.
Huh, that's weird.
Maybe bumper also works and I didn't realize it.
Oh yeah, it is trigger.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Listen to your honor. Armin is not your master. Fight him.
Why does everyone want to tell me what to do?
Okay.
Watch out. Stop.
The sword button is X.
I am me.
They said use the environment to harm him, and there was one particular area. Can I just hold the block button?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you had to time it.
You'll never do a
Parry.
parry that
Which you
way.
might need to do.
So there was somewhere that I got him to go that the ground started crackling. No? Whoa! 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 Whoa.
No.
Nope.
Was I supposed to hold it or tap it?
No,
or
you're
what?
supposed to tap it.
It didn't do anything.
Yeah, you were succeeding and then you stopped.
Oh.
And then you failed.
Use
Kind
the
of would have expected
environment.
there to be more environment.
Yeah, I don't.
Can I talk? Oh, you can chat during this. You can like chat during the fight. That's kind of good.
Did you hit the chat button? or anything
Yeah.
like that? Keep chatting. I want more banter. Okay, so you can't grab him. He's too heavy.
Something happened.
Yeah, you're blocking there. You're parrying.
No, something started happening with. What? Oh, maybe he's supposed to.
Maybe we are supposed to do stuff at the edge.
Yeah, I think.
I think that cuts.
Like, I think it's just you have to. I'd try keeping.
Yeah. So that is the.
I didn't do anything. But I think maybe like block toward
No, you
the
just
edge.
reposition.
And then maybe do like a run attack or something? I don't know.
What happens if you use your sword against them? Are you sure that you can't push him over the edge?
Push him.
Like using sword? Because you killed other enemies
Alright, that's a good question.
by pushing
Try.
them over the edge. So like right
like
there, you
their
just swap
attack.
Okay,
positions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are actually pretty hard as. So it's like press one of these 4 buttons.
Yeah, I. Turning sounds off on my phone since it was making noise.
Keep unblocking too early. Yeah, okay.
Ah, now you've got it
Yeah.
turning the other way.
I hate button mashing. Is that it?
Yeah.
And I think probably you could have like once you keep doing the sword attack, you can then use the Elika attack, right, to keep it going.
Yeah, that would have made a lot
Is
of
that
sense.
correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure in
think-
this case because she's like, I can't. When
But she was also saying that about the sword, so I think.
If he was a man, he's not anymore.
What he did for honor. You should try and use that.
Nice pants.
What Ubisoft studio made this? Because they're spelling honor correctly.
No, this isn't interesting.
No offense.
He sacrificed his life for his people.
He did it so people would
This match is
talk
pretty
about
cool.
his sacrifice.
You're such a cynic.
Not cynical. Realistic.
Montreal.
That makes sense?
Press Y? I do not want.
You don't need to tap it that
yeah,
repeatedly.
it's,
Okay, what
You
if I
can
just sit
tap
here?
it at a leisurely rate.
What are all those cool triangles?
That might be too leisurely.
You could do that, just like stand in the middle of the thing and scream at the sky.
I think it's a very specific scream.
Okay. Gotta scream in Farsi. Oh, how the hell are you gonna get to that one? Oh my god. So is that all four?
Yeah.
Did you see a way out of here?
I think we can get out that way.
Alright.
Oh, so you just need 2.
That's not bad.
Oh,
Oh, you can do it. Although,
oh, so we gotta go back to the temple.
I like how you have to... Oh, this is interesting.
can
What?
you not do it now?
They're requiring me to do it, actually.
Yeah.
They're like not letting me... That's cool. They're not letting me,
There's some great texture work in this game.
Oh, that was good! Alright, so watch this. She's right there, right? If I run directly toward her, she has to get out of the way. It won't let
Yeah.
you just run through her. That's good.
Oh yeah, and they do that even when it's like on like a small area.
I feel like the extend button... the extend button is a little bit weird in that it's like...
It's only reacting to certain things.
It's so contextual. That's
Well, but-
what's strange about
So the
it.
thing that I
Yeah.
don't like about it is it's not clear when you're supposed to press extend versus tap extend versus hold extend.
It's just rings.
It's just what?
It's an interact with ring button.
But you also use it for wall running, right?
Yeah, you can actually use it to extend a wall run.
Yeah, okay.
I thought you only press it during a wall run when you are reaching a ring.
No.
I'm not sure, actually.
No, it's not correct. I didn't press any extended there, so he just automatically... He's like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna ceiling run because
I
there's a
also
ceiling
thought
there.
it was the way that Christine thought, but I've played absolutely the least of this game.
It's also possible, like, because it doesn't really do anything otherwise, I may be hitting it in places where I don't need
Yeah.
I think so.
But I think... Alright, so this is a place where I'd expect that, like, jump means away, but it's not. It's jump to wall jump some more.
to. Yeah, no, in this case, if you're pushing a direction, it's first wall run, then...
I think there I was supposed to press... Maybe he just automatically did it. Hey, what's that mean?
Jump.
Yeah, I got it. Ah, okay. No, this is good, actually.
Chat wants to know what the most acceptable object to smash in video games is.
The skulls of your enemy. No, pots.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
There was a king. He asked Ahriman for help, and in return for the king's soul, Ahriman gave him the strength to fight the armies that threatened him.
I said weaknesses.
No, no mention of weaknesses.
You had to pick this religion. You couldn't have picked one where all the evil creatures were, I don't know, slightly angry sheep.
What do you have against sheep?
If the warrior wanted his enemies killed, why is he ended up here?
Ahriman twists people's desires. The king asked for the power to save his people. Ahriman gave him that, and in return made an instrument of war for himself.
I think that we were supposed to have gone this way the first time, maybe, or... Alright, whatever. Let's, Okay, now it'll let me... I was going to just set the destination and then run back, but... Oh, okay. I'm going toward the area, but I'm going to be blocked by something that I don't have yet. No. Oh, this sucks.
Can you set as a destination, then teleport there?
Yeah,
Is that how it is?
No, what happened is that I
I
left.
just haven't gotten the ability to
I
teleport
left the
yet.
green area.
No?
No, I left. I'm.
I have to say, I've never been in a situation where, like, there's been a bunch of stuff, like, I've entered a room and there's just been a bunch of stuff that it's, like, reasonable to smash. Nor have I, like, ever fantasized about entering a room and just being able to smash everything.
Really?
That's strange.
That's cool.
What
Did
the
you-
hell?
Did you notice that the cloud shadows on the ground also kind of look like this weird sort of like ink bottle thing they've got going on?
Yeah,
Oh
strange.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a
Okay,
good sky.
so I strongly believe that if you have, like, something... If you have something interesting in a video game, it should be, like, the core focus of it. So if you're smashing something, it should be the game where you flip tables and, like, have to, like, line up your flip just right to hit a combo.
What's happened so far today? You think there's anything that can't be?
Oh,
No.
is the giant iPad broken?
For generations, the healings must have had an effect.
Will they keep Armin trapped?
No. They gave the Fura their powers.
Now that they're active, we can reach the other fertile grounds.
Fertile.
Those.
Then he'll be trapped until we get out of here.
Yes.
First, we need the Triforce of Courage.
Okay, so I'm guessing we're only going to be allowed to activate exactly one of these.
But which one do you want?
To fertile grounds in the city of light.
This is the one that goes to the airship, right?
I'm not sure.
Whoa. She never needed help to do the scream thing before. Oh. Never make me button mash.
We have to use these powers to get up to the fertile grounds.
Yes, they were used to protect them.
You're gonna have to teach me how to use them.
Whoa.
Where? Whoa.
Oh, we're in the, we're
Don't
in
say it.
the astral plane.
Acceptable.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I know what you were gonna say. You were gonna say we're in Super Mario Sunshine.
No, this isn't Super Mario Sunshine. This is Control.
Neat looking.
Oh. No, we're in Super Mario Galaxy. That's the
Yeah.
power? That's not very interesting. That's not even really mobility power. Oh, well, okay, that's slightly interesting. What's happening?
Oh.
How did I get this?
You can just keep flying? Oh.
If the powers were meant to protect the fertile grounds, why are we meeting Armin and friends there?
The lands have been corrupted.
Armin's followers
cannot
cannot
use the
play.
place.
Powers
Powers come from the Mars, the god of light.
Ormaz,
I'm gonna
the
be
god
honest.
of
That
glowy
was
plates.
not a question that I had.
So the plates are 4 colors, and there are 4 colors on the...
Yes.
Alright. What? How's this work? I don't know where I'm going. Oh, okay. No? I'm not really clear if I have control of these moments or if I'm just supposed to be not running into walls. I think it's the latter.
Okay, so you're not steering it around here.
No, I thought from when I was, but I'm not.
You're just doing dodging.
Yeah.
Loading. Temple.
Elika, please, I did this for you. Task of our people is past. The tree grows weak.
Are those your words? Or Ahriman's?
Where was Ormas when your mother was taken from us? Where was he in your hour of need? Erica, I am your father. I am your king.
I am a pirate.
Yeah, but you still ruined my birthday.
Next time you want to win your daughter back, you could try just giving her a pony.
I regret to inform you that I'm on the same wavelength of whatever Ubisoft Montreal writer wrote this. Time to go hang in my hat.
Hey,
What's her name?
We have one of the powers of Ormaz. We can reach more of the fertile grounds. Let's go to them.
Yeah, something really good about this is that this is from the era before dads became good in video games, which I feel like, frankly, is much weaker. Much more unrealistic. Dad should be evil, ruining your birthday party, and bringing back evil gods. That's just realism.
What about Bioshock Infinite, where you were both a good and a bad dad?
Bioshock Infinite is generally considered to be thematically incoherent. This is maybe where they first went wrong. Okay, wait, I should be using... Whoa! Where are these? Why are these glowing?
Because the power for them is the one that you have.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, so it's telling you which bits you can get to because...
That's
Can I
good.
take the wheel for a little bit?
I've
Or you can keep going if you want.
Yeah, let me put. I've only been playing for a little bit,
Sure.
so like basically all I've done is get us back to this area, and done a boss that turned out to be a. Oh, this is not what I meant to do.
So have we gotten a new ability?
Yeah, you can now interact with the yellow plates.
Ah, okay.
That was.
It's weird in a like Metroidvania type thing that we've not noticed a bunch of yellow plates ahead of time.
We've noticed a bunch of red plates.
Yeah, I've noticed the red
Okay.
plates all over.
I don't...
I now know what you're talking about, but I hadn't even thought of them as being...
I looked at them and I was like, this is something's going on with this, but it didn't occur to me like, oh, this is. So what I assumed was going to happen.
I mean, I think that's actually okay. Like, you
Yeah.
see a bunch of things, and then you learn, like, oh, I can interact with a plate. And then suddenly, when you go through on the next time, you're, like, seeing a bunch of stuff that you didn't.
So I was assuming that what was going to happen is this is the area that requires the red plate, this is the area that requires the blue plate, this is the area that requires the yellow plate, and this
I
requires
think
the green.
this is a really structurally interesting thing.
This
that
is a
it's
lot more
doing.
interesting, yeah. Because it means that basically, like, I'm assuming it means that to get to any one boss, you must get 2 different powers, but
Yeah.
which 2 is going to vary.
Exactly.
Oh, we're going to go fight the concubine. That's too bad. I picked the yellow one specifically because I was trying to get to the...
I think sort of the downside of the fact that you didn't know they were things before is that they do have to do this thing where they tell you exactly what areas on the map.
Well, also they... yeah.
That is true, but we are also very early on.
Telling us where we
Yeah.
need to
So,
go
like-
is legitimately interesting. The thing that I'm having a problem with here is that if you think about Metroidvania design, what's always good is when your powers are something where, like, the way that you recognize if you can use the power is something that's, like, within the logic of the game world, right? Whereas this is literally one power lets you interact with red plates, one power lets you interact with yellow plates, one lets you interact with green
Yeah,
plates.
I don't remember what the other ones are like. I'm hoping they're more interesting.
It's definitely not an interesting key.
No.
It's possible we just got the most boring one, but I don't actually remember how they work.
Also a bit of a problem that they very, very specifically picked a keying method that is not going to work for red-green colorblind people. Maybe there's a I don't know if there's an accessibility mode, but
I mean, so they do, like... They also all have icons and textures, I believe. Pull up the map. Yeah, they do have different textures. I feel like this is an instance where they're in a really tough situation because they made them correspond to the colors on the controller,
yeah.
which are, like, not like
But like, what if they
colorblind
just
safe at all?
what if they just weren't all?
Okay, people are saying that yellow is just the least interesting.
Well, that's too bad.
Okay.
Sorry, I wish I'd.
So I can't wall run.
Can you slide?
I think you could do a
Yeah, can you
moving
do a
slide
controlled
from the
slide?
top.
That makes sense.
Does it look a bit to anyone else like he's using his giant sword like a cat's tail or a lizard's tail for balance while jumping?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Like, it's possible that the answer is just don't use the controller buttons for that. Which is unfortunate because, like, if you do have color vision, it's a very good way of, like, distinguishing between them.
Well, it is, but also like I don't have like ever since I got this, I've been just kind of chanting myself like RGBY because I don't have the sense of which color is which mapped to anything.
Well,
in my
that's
head.
because the most video games you've been playing is on the Switch, which doesn't have any colors to correspond to the buttons, and it's really frustrating.
I don't really understand what's happening here.
You're jumping to
yeah.
a bit that you can climb across, and then you are jumping off of it instead of moving along it.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You know, the things like if you owned an Xbox, you would absolutely know both the
Yep.
letters and the colors by heart.
I see.
Although I feel like I might not know it for the PlayStation buttons. I think the Xbox buttons are just, like, more iconic.
That's because you didn't play a bunch of Parappa. That basically absolutely teaches you those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
if it's
all-
forever, but at some point I must have played a game with a lot of QuickTime events on that controller because I have them pretty well memorized.
Or have them memorized, I just don't know if I could do it without symbols.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know if I could do it just by colors, where I could definitely do it just by colors on an Xbox controller.
Yeah,
Wait.
blue's the same. Triangle is pink.
Help!
Nope.
No. Wait, no. Square is pink.
Already failed.
Square is
Triangle
pink.
green, square pink, circle
Yeah.
red.
Red.
Yep.
Somebody once pointed out
X
to
is
me.
blue on both.
Somebody once pointed out to me that the trick to this is that the buttons on the PlayStation increment the number of items. So there's a circle, which is 1, an X, which is 2, a triangle, which is 3, and a square, which is 4, but I can't remember where. Okay, so I'm clearly supposed to be doing
Yeah,
a
it
wall
doesn't go
jump.
on a...
Wait. No.
That works.
That works.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there are multiple ways you can approach this.
Yeah, which is good.
I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to do a wall run.
Just keep A held down.
Cool. That worked. So one thing about this is like they gave you like the fast travel teleport, but I don't want to teleport. I want to run there because that's more fun.
Also, you get more orbs.
You get more orbs. Yeah.
That's some light show.
If
I
you get
guess-
orbs, you get powers.
I guess the orbs mean that you have an incentive to go the long way at once.
Also, there's multiple paths, so it looks like you could go through a few times taking a different route, so getting a different set of orbs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, so we've got a yellow pad.
Good.
Pressed it. Oh, I was really hoping that like glowy effect. Oh.
I gotta say, I've liked a lot of the visual effects in this game a lot. I feel like a lot of them have been really incredible. I don't think this is quite doing it for me.
Okay.
So just a way to get a bunch of orbs.
It's just Super Mario Galaxy. Wait, so if I go back, are there orbs on the way back? Probably not. Orb. Every time she gets one of these, she like says something in Farsi or whatever this language is. All right. Yeah. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. Some real platforming bullshit. let's see if I can wall run correctly. Yeah, okay. I'm getting the hang of this.
Making it so snappy, it does make it a little bit, in some ways, more like a 2D platformer, because you're not having to think that much spatially side to side.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
It also makes it kind of like, because there's even less freedom of movement, it feels.
I don't think
It
you're
makes it,
stopping them from spawning.
I think that limiting your freedom of movement.
it makes it rhythm gamey.
Yeah, that is very much a feeling I get from it.
I think limiting your freedom of movement has the potential to, that can happen.
You talk to her.
Oh.
Can't this Ormaz stop Armin?
No one knows where he is.
Some god of light, sticking us with his problems.
1,000 years ago, after the war here, Ormaz imprisoned Armin. He left the Ura to guard the prison.
And?
And he left. No one knows to where. Since then, the Ura lost the powers he gave them. And the prison is
Sorry.
weakened.
Every time that we have one of these, I just want to look down at the cloth physics on our pants because they're incredible.
So it is up to us.
You have powers. Does that mean Ormaz is coming back?
It is Ormaz who has given them to
God, it's so much intricate detailing on the clothing.
Yeah. I'm definitely really glad that we're able to play this in
In 1080p.
Oh yeah.
Look at me!
I strongly suspect that
I think the when you press the double jump, like after you'd fallen, it like dropped you like where you should have pressed it rather than where you did press it.
It's interesting.
Like it seemed like she flung you upwards and then out. Which is like, if so, a really good bit of fair recovery.
Pretty good. Way back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Ooh. This is her pink is gonna pop really well against this.
I wish I could have come here more often. I never found the time.
Life just slips you by. One minute you're rich, next you're staring the end of the world in the face. Or need. How big is our...
He makes even your ego look small.
Oh, well then we really need to stop him getting out.
Let's use the plate.
I think the plate was straight ahead. I saw some yellow.
Yeah, I'm just curious what that is. So we could have gotten here before. We just couldn't have gotten to the plate that lets us complete this area.
Or do anything in it. Because the other parts are blocked off by goo.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
Oh, shit. Ugh.
Don't drop me!
I won't.
If these were gardens, where are all of the plants?
The corruption must have killed the few that left. The rest. This place hasn't been tended since my mother died. There's a plate attached to that pillar over there. We can raise it if we fill that pond. It's a counterweight. The cranks control sluice gates that let the water flow to those control points.
Oh. Oh.
Any idea which one we need?
Oh.
I think we should start over there. But as for how we open the sluice gates, I only ever saw the plate raised once as a child. And I've never seen the plate active.
Made a bad call as to when to hand off to Christine or not.
Armin is angry. Trapped for 1,000 years.
It is of his own making.
I feel like you could have like at least had better writing on that puzzle. Like
Until Armin decided to take it all. The cost was
have her like be like really matter of fact, like yeah, you can. It's really easy. All you have to do is raise the water on those gates. I've seen it done before. It's like how it's like, you asked
I don't
the
know,
guy who
servants do
controls
it.
the.
Every time that I... Okay, we did one of these before, right? Ugh. Ugh.
Chad is hyped for sluice gates.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh, and they
Okay,
gave
it's
us the
one of
worst
these.
possible... No, how do we get out of... No, I want to stop. No, I want to... How do I not push her... Help?
Press B.
No?
No, you let go. Move. Move around.
Okay. The last time I tried that, I just moved back to the. Maybe I just had to press it.
It's whether you're holding
Yeah,
it
it's
or
whether you're
not.
holding it.
All right, where's the water? Oh, is it? You?
Doesn't have to be good for swimming. It just needs the physics.
You? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't find puzzles like this to be particularly fun.
What?
Oh, you locked off
Oh,
that bit, and
it's-
so
yeah.
it drains.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Okay, can I? Ugh. Oh, this is rough. Ubisoft, we
I
need-
don't mind this sort of stuff if you want to
No,
pass.
it's, I'm okay. I'm curious since.
Yes, having a spouse who likes video games but doesn't like these kind of puzzles, I do about twice as many of these as I would otherwise do.
This is a potentially interesting puzzle. Like everything about this is like as rough as it could be. Like
It definitely, like, the downside of doing this sort of puzzle with this type of control scheme is that it's abstracting what stuff you want to be able to do really quickly.
yeah.
You've got to, like, run over to a spot, hit
Well,
a
but
button.
also the
so you
camera is like
Yeah.
aggressively preventing you from being able to do the things you actually want to do.
Until you're here. Then
Yeah.
suddenly it's like, okay, now I have context.
Yeah, but now it's too late for me to. Okay, I think. Yeah, I see what I need to do. Huh.
No, you
Okay,
want to
so it
go
has
and
to
do the
go-
other one.
It has to go down. Ugh. Ugh. I can't make the camera go out except by standing by one of these.
Yeah.
All right, so it has to go down there. There's no other option. At that point, go either down or right.
It looks like each
No,
crank
no, I did not. No, I don't care. Stop. Please have a button for stopping ongoing dialogue. Ugh. Ugh, no, go away. Okay, so just work backwards.
I think you want to hit the one below this.
I think I want somehow to get. Yeah, okay.
Wait, what? Oh.
surprised.
Once we go to the control point, then they should move the plate up.
Let's get over there then.
Troll pond?
Like, it's not fun to manipulate them. This isn't an interesting fantasy. I've never gone like, oh, you know, it'd be really fun filling up a bunch of pawns.
I feel like you could have made a really interesting puzzle game around this in 1997.
Well, I feel like again, this like leads into my like, I don't. If your game is doing something, it should do it well.
Yeah, I think
Like, just focus on what it's good at, which is exploration.
mini games are almost never interesting, but there are certain companies that just need to have their mini game licenses revoked, and I think Ubisoft might be one of them. So, like The Witness. Did anyone besides me play The Witness?
I did.
The thing about The Witness was that it was. Wait. It's not actually completely consistent. Which of these, like, what is controlled by which control thing? The Witness had a thing where it had, like, the only interactable things in the world were the line draw puzzles, and they did a lot of different things with them. So in the Witness, if there was a puzzle like this, it would consist of you'd run up to a series of plates, move one, like move a thing around, and then move to the next one. But it would be like you'd always be using the same verbs you're using in every other part of the game. Whereas this is just someone wrote a mini game, and somewhere like on a design document they had like, oh, and this is the mini game with the puzzle with the sluice gates, and somebody prototyped this. I don't know.
I mean, it definitely feels like this is cheaper than anything else you could put here.
It feels like, again, like this feels like it is kind of chasing And I don't know if it actually was or not, but the Drake's Fortune. Like here's a temple which has a puzzle because it's an Indiana Jones type thing. This isn't a particularly interesting.
This doesn't feel like an Indiana Jones puzzle. It feels like a video game puzzle.
It feels like a video game Indiana Jones puzzle.
There were some video game ass puzzles in Temple of Doom.
If they were going to have an order of operations puzzle, it does seem like it would make more sense to have it be things that shift as you run across them on a wall.
Yeah, that would like at least be sticking with the game's idiom.
Okay, hold on. So I want to go one too far.
Heck, they could at least let you hit those switches with a sword.
And then I want to turn
you
backward.
should be able to use your attack button anywhere.
Are you? Wait.
Okay, I will say, as much hay as I've been making about like do something and do it well, like don't have something that's like a one-off, have something that's like you build up over time. The Misadventures of Tron Bonne, the spin-off of Mega Man Legends where you play as the villain, Tron Bonne, stealing stuff and like ransacking ruins and, you know, ordering your serve bots around. An entire third of the game was block pushing puzzles. It was just like part of the game's idiom. You have levels where you go and you ransack the ruins, Mega Man Legends style. You have, I don't remember what the second one was, and you have the third one, which is block pushing puzzles. And I do not feel like the game was enriched by it taking up that much space.
Oh wait. Could I?
Yes, it did also have a management segment where you could re-educate your serve bots in the re-education chamber. And like they all had different phobias that you had to exploit.
I've never heard of a game doing 1984 from the perspective of a torturer.
It's a torture mechanic, but also they're just like little Lego men.
I wonder if this was an inspiration for the teaching chair in Dragon's Dogma.
No, you know what's annoying me about this puzzle is I'm imagining what the cool version of this puzzle would be, like if this were like a puzzle game from iPhone, like from the original series of iPhone when there were like all these really small puzzle games. Like there was some actually interesting stuff going on there, it was just that... Wait.
You can just double jump across it.
Thank you.
But... Is she dead?
No.
No,
It's
but you are
water.
standing on her foot. Did you air control or did it just course correct you onto that?
It course corrected me, but this is actually kind of interesting if you think about it, because I used the double jump, but she's flinging me, so she just chose to fling me the correct way.
Yeah, no, I feel like
That's good.
that doesn't feel bad.
Could I just set down the controller right now? What's happening? Oh, no, I gotta fight something. That's too bad. Oh, no, I had to fight the... No, I didn't fight anything. Alright. Ah, well.
Oh, no.
Okay. Ugh.
Does she always have a tail?
I was just wondering the same thing. If I'm just seeing it because I made this sword tail comparison, or if it's always been there.
What was that?
Oh. I don't... Is that why she's walking like that? Because she's a kangaroo?
Why? Okay.
Okay, so you gotta do a grab to get her out of whatever this state is she's in.
Maybe I should have...
So block and then press B.
I'm button mashing here a lot.
So after you do the sword, the 3 sword attacks and you're done, you should press the Elika button.
Okay.
And then the continue action button.
It's not. Ignore Miguel. Listen to me. Now you can. Okay, I guess it was too far.
Okay.
We've got the Ranma OVA puns in the chat.
I forgot about the thing where you have to help her recover.
Where is she?
I think she's underneath the concubine. Which makes it easy, because that's where you want to be too.
Interesting phrasing. I can hit you with a rock lamp thing? I don't know.
You need to get the grab in at some point. If you don't get a grab in,
okay, so
she won't change.
It said that, but then like it
It's
put on
this stage.
It says on the screen block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to block at that moment?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm pushing.
Whenever there's a button on screen, press it.
Yeah, saying you should grab doesn't mean you shouldn't block. It just means until you do a grab, you won't be able to do
I
any
think
damage.
you might need to do it as a parry.
Okay. So block and then.
Well, because it doesn't look like you're hitting it as not doing it. So.
There you go.
And yeah, once you throw them up,
Yeah, now
you can press A and then you'll do an acrobatic.
I have no idea what just happened. What does this meter at the bottom mean?
That's a health bar.
Mine or hers?
No, it's hers. You don't have a health bar.
Is anything I do making it go down?
Yeah.
Not right now because she's in that state. So you got to get her out of the state.
I'm really thrown by just how unadorned this game is. Like, it doesn't say, oh, she has raised her, like, shadow barrier. It's like, oh, she's changed state. This is like, you copied text directly out of the design document into the game. Just like cut and paste.
What if they'd done that everywhere? We've got to collect 60 glowy MacGuffins.
Maybe that would have been more entertaining.
I mean, saying orbs is like already just that, though.
No, but they're something seeds. They're not orbs.
Oh, that's true. We're just calling. Never mind.
Yeah,
You're
we are
right.
doing that.
It's just us that's disrespectful. That's fine.
Jake, collect the particle effects.
So to get her off balance so you can get a grab in, the easiest thing is not to constantly be blocking, but to... Oh, that worked.
The problem is that she, like, once you block, she'll do 3 more. Do I want to just time each one?
If you time a block,
good.
yeah, that's a parry.
And when you throw up in the air, you can press A to like, do a jump attack.
You are close to the goo there.
Do we... What does that mean? Do we want to push her in the
The
goo?
grab.
Yeah.
The gauntlet's the
okay.
grab.
Yeah, that's actually why I don't think the, like, press the red button to interact with stuff in the environment is that unintuitive, because, like, it's using your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got like a hand button and a foot button.
So this is one of the things, though, that's sort of a problem with contextual stuff where there's nothing that happens when it's not in context, is that, like, if you normally did sort of a little grab motion...
Yeah, that's true.
Whenever you pushed it, you'd feel like you were more in control of it and
Right.
more like...
That would be a really good way
If you
of
mistimed it, you'd see what you did wrong.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, you have really good animations on the success, but if you don't have a good animation on the
Yeah.
failure as well, then...
And it also just doesn't feel as much like you're in control of the action.
So a thing I've been thinking about a lot lately is games where there's something about the mechanics that allow you to do something wrong without realizing you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I am... Oh, whoops. Oh, that's interesting. The reason that she got thrown away was that I pressed the use Elika button at the exact moment that...
Or if you try using it while she's like
Yeah.
that, it punishes you for it. Which is good.
Or if you use it immediately before it goes up, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, the contextual B button doing nothing or doing the right thing makes it feel a little bit Dragon's Lair like pre-quick timey.
Yeah, which wouldn't be so bad
Which-
if it were clear what you
Yes,
did
every
wrong.
fight in the game is a 1 versus 1 arena fight, which I think is really good.
I'm okay with that in principle.
No, it's sort
It
of
means that like it never has to interact with the movement mechanics at all, which is
it's kind of a throwback to the original Prince of Persia, where you'd generally be fighting one-on-one.
Yeah, and it would actually
Sword
like
fights.
change the mechanics at the moment that you.
You'd pull out your sword in that situation.
Alright, so the problem I'm having here in general is that like the combat is actually really the same thing as the platforming in terms of like you have a series of buttons that indicate movements that like smoothly sag from one into the next.
Yeah.
yeah.
The problem is you kind of have to, on the platforming, it's like basically always clear what you're supposed to do because it's signposted by, not okay with how much mashing you have to do in this game. I think you're supposed to be pushing her back into the goo.
No, you're supposed to be
it's
not
the,
doing
it's the
that.
opposite. You want to not make sure you
Yeah.
don't use the throw when it would end up with her in the goo.
Okay. But it does something interesting. It's rewarding me by giving me like an animation.
No, it's
Which-
punishing you by forcing you to do an animation.
All right.
Yeah. That's the
opposite
thing that
of
was
how-
Which is not
confusing
clearly
me.
communicated.
That's the opposite of how the last fight worked.
The last one was
so get her-
weird and was breaking its own rules by
It's
having
also
a
the only fight I've done.
yeah. Generally, it's using cutscenes as punishment, or not cutscenes, quick times as punishment.
I am
Oh,
not okay with how much mashing I have to do in this game.
I don't think you need to mash as hard as you're doing.
BV728 is saying original Prince of Persia had some 2 versus 1s.
I mean, I guess all these are technically 2 versus 1.
So it was the case though that like when you got into a fight in original Prince of Persia, your verb set changed, right?
Yeah, your sword came out, and then you did.
Yeah, it was much like this, and that like
Yeah.
you gained move.
So once I've juggled her, what do I do next?
I think it's like a regular fight there
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
you want
you
to parry her and attack with the actual damaging attacks.
And you can
Right, so-
probably use, what's her name, also to do stuff.
Every time that I use her, it brings up the shield
It could
after
be that you
I
can
press.
never do it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But there's like
In normal fights, you can.
it's weird because like each
Yeah.
fight has these rules where like if you know exactly what it wants you to do, like parry, parry, sword, parry, or parry, parry, throw, sword, you do this really fluid, nice thing, but it's not communicating what those things are. Or like if a battle has a special rule, like for this battle only, you can never throw Elika. It doesn't tell you.
It
Or
did
even-
tell you the state thing.
It told you the state thing, so that's great.
Okay, that is a...
All right, so state order center,
No,
I
I
guess.
guess that was still a bad quick time.
But also like
My memory is that is very true to the first Prince of Persia in terms of being the enemies really were like this one heavily punishes this behavior or this one
Yeah,
is
but-
weak to this behavior.
But I'd imagine that in that one you had fewer overall states, fewer animation states, and fewer options at any one moment. Like in this one, there's like 8 buttons I can press at any one moment.
There's 3 that
Okay.
four buttons that matter.
5.
5.
What's the 5th?
You can also jump.
You've got the
Oh.
jump does matter.
Oh yeah, this block. Okay.
You've
yeah.
got a block,
Yeah,
and then
you're
there's the
right.
motion. The motion ones matter. What I'm really not liking here, yeah, like what triggered that? What I'm really not liking here is that I'm supposed to block and then throw, but it's never. Maybe I'm supposed to jump at that moment. That did something.
Yeah.
No, you cleared her. She's cleared. Now you can attack her.
Also, you've had like a lot of luck doing that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
can combo into an attack on that first throw even.
Okay. Maybe
So-
this is. Oh wow! I just canceled her directly out of. Yeah, so that didn't do anything. That punished me.
You've done a ton of damage to her.
Okay.
What punished you?
That did something.
Okay, so yeah, you can use her when she's
Yeah.
not in her powered up state.
Well,
So that wasn't a rule.
no.
You just can't use her once the powered up has happened.
You can't use it. You can't use it in. I think you can only use her when you're comboing out of something else, because I repeatedly I got her out of powered up state and then used Elika, and after I pressed the
Yeah.
button, the barrier went up.
It might have not actually been like a combo.
The things I never know what my options are. You know, they sometimes.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Are you sure her disappearance isn't another illusion?
I can move. She must have gone.
Well, then let's heal the ground and get out of this place. If we jump down from here, we can use the plates to get out, right? Elika?
Yes. Yes, that should be the way out.
Maybe it's expecting you to do that right after she. Rinku. Oh right.
I feel like they're trying to make the fights like the platforming basically a rhythm thing.
I
like,
think so.
Here's the puzzle you have to solve.
Yeah.
Now execute it.
Yep.
Which means that there's not a lot of creativity in the fights. It's basically like figure out what the pattern is, execute the pattern.
There's a lot of mind reading. Like, so occasionally there'll be a thing you have to do and there'll be a button to press at the bottom of the screen. Sometimes.
That is the sign that you have reached
Yeah.
a fail state. That
No,
was what was
it's
confusing.
not.
It's always a failure.
With
That's
you won-
That's a failure that you can recover from.
Sorry, there were.
We used to spend time here.
I used to come here with my mother.
I don't think she'd be too impressed with the way this place is now.
There were fountains all around here that watered the plants. Trees, flowers, herbs.
We saved on our animation budget by just having someone describe the scene.
Must have been from before, or from outside. She'd bring the children here to look after them.
Never got into gardening. Hey.
Her eyeliner is so perfect.
Get you some more. I find Farah. We can ship them in from wherever you want. Flowers, trees. You're a princess. You deserve it.
Yes,
You can make these gardens grow again.
yes.
Oh yeah, you can also get a QT when like you're getting a killer blow on an enemy.
There's
That is,
also, and so in the fights that I've done, the when it stops and it shows one button at the bottom of the screen, that's always a failure state that you can get out of. But in that last fight, there were lots of cases where, just out of the blue, it threw up the block button in the center of the screen just during normal play.
I mean, I think it's telling you to block more.
Maybe so. Did you want this?
Yeah, no, it was doing it for me as well, like that.
Just saying block more often.
Yeah.
I was really alarmed because every time I saw it, I'm like, oh no, I'm in a QTE state. I gotta block immediately, and sometimes that wasn't exactly how it worked. The thing that really upset me in that fight was that, like, the way to get her out of superpower state is you needed to block and then immediately.
You had to parry and then throw.
So you can't. I think we need to get another power before we can do anything else. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you can go directly across. Anyway, in the last fight, you were supposed to block, and then after you blocked, you were able to throw her, but you weren't always able to throw after the first block. There was some number of blocks you had to do before you got an opportunity for a throw, and there was no signaling at all.
Okay, so now normal enemies will also give me a.
It also gives you a what?
They can also have a state where they need to.
Oh, okay.
Changed state. I think one thing that I might like is if, like, what might actually be kind of cool is if they just, kind of cool. What might be cool is if they just had it where the buttons that are legal at any one moment are just always at the bottom of the screen.
All the money, none of the sense. Know which end of a camel eats and which end.
I know which end of a camel does what.
Thanks.
Some people in chat think that the counter thing is telling you when they have when they are counterattacking out of a miss on your part.
So it's warning you that you're about to get hit bad, so you've got to do something.
Okay, is it so like you think you're just missing too often? Like
Well,
you're
what I
hitting
was
attack when you're not close enough?
what I was doing was button mashing because I couldn't tell what any of the buttons did. Maybe
But yeah, if you
Yeah,
button
see,
mash
she
from
just threw me way up.
Yeah, if you button mash from too far away, they get a counter in for free.
so.
And that was where it was warning you needed to parry that to be able to, or block it.
This looks more like a royal.
One thing that is actually a real problem.
It was altered queen 200-300 years ago. The last part of the palace, the city to be completed. It was a tribute to the queen from her king. Aspire to dreams, a place to look into the future.
Dialogue is so boring.
I think the reason you were able to, after a certain number, like you were saying that like after a certain number of things you were able to, it was I think if you finished a combo of sword strikes, that would sometimes also leave you in a position where you could do a
I thought I was
into the goo.
I thought I was 90 degrees further than I was.
But I wasn't.
Oh, it's not. It's offset by 45 degrees.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sword striking at that point. I was only using the block button because that was the only allowable button at that moment.
You could also be blocking a series of their combos versus doing a single proper parry.
Like the state is actually a little bit weird because, like when you're in the state, you press the sword button and just nothing happens basically. Like several of the buttons, if you press the button at the wrong time, it doesn't give you negative feedback. It just does nothing.
Can you really tell the future in this place? That would come in handy.
It's symbolic. The spire is to show you what you can achieve if you dream.
Welcome
Oh, and
to the
that kid's
king.
just bullshit.
It is definitely pointed out that like I think the edge kills are a little too powerful against normal enemies.
Welcome to the land of self-help book.
Oh no.
It definitely feels like the platforming is more successful than the fighting is in
Yeah.
this.
I mean, I'd say it'd be interesting to see them iterate on this, but clearly, I'm not sure that these guys learned the right lessons from iteration.
I want to like what the combat is doing. It's just not. Okay, so here's one very real downside to the combating of this game: the fact that when you clear an enemy, it's cleared. When you clear a zone, it's permanently free of enemies, which means that if you didn't play the combat tutorial.
Ready to be ambushed? Hey, you alright?
Yes. If
I'm glad he
we
keeps
can
checking
get
in.
that plate, that will lead us over.
So you're saying you don't think you get enough chance to just practice against low-level grunts?
You don't get, yeah, because they're like we cleared out the low-level grunts. If you need to just like.
Well, if you go to a new area, you get like more of them. Like I just did too.
Yeah. Although some of those just die after 10 seconds.
I
It's
think that's-
because I'm killing them near the edge,
Yeah, they mentioned in chat.
which
I
is
think it's more that because we're trading off, we're having the usual
Yep.
thing where like none of us is getting a chance to completely
But a lot
gel
of
with the mechanics.
a lot of games, if it's just like I want to dial up a combat encounter, you can just get one.
Yeah, no.
This is not one.
Their queen comes to die in the hall of coronation. It's almost a waste of living for it to fall on such a humorless people.
I'm curious if I would like the. I didn't do much of the combat.
Hey,
I'm curious
just-
if I would like it because it looks like it might be similar to Hellblade, which I liked the combat in a lot.
Interesting. Do you want to like just come give it a shot?
Potentially. I can do it in between the streams.
I guess you're literally tethered over there, aren't you?
Just a little bit, yeah.
All right. If you wanna switch
Just
microphones,
pass
so
the
you
This is the
controller
only
over
place
to
where
you
you
and
can-
we'll just watch.
use your sword outside of combat.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Technically in combat with her.
I mean, it's not like.
I feel like there's just big holes missing in this script. Like,
It's definitely like the farther in we get, the more it feels that way, which is
I mean,
That
it
is-
is in fact non-linear, so that is
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I assume we're getting these in like an order.
But also, like, I'm imagining just that there was some kind of like a draft where the backstory of the concubine is extremely.
Well, I think also maybe we just should have been jamming the "Tell me more" backstory
Yeah,
button.
perhaps.
Maybe, but
They
every
did
time
make
we
that option.
every time we do it, we're like, let's discuss philosophy. It's like, don't you think that
No,
dreams are
sometimes she
important?
gives the backstory of the
Sometimes,
characters.
sometimes.
Which is why I think it's possible we just missed some.
Yeah, maybe like we mapped a lot in the area with the warrior, but not at all in the area with the concubine. I wish that once it turned out that a discussion section is going to be boring, they would.
Do not know the pain I suffered to get here, the things I would do to remain.
You could tell us.
Let's get out of here.
Extremely
not okay,
generic
it's a-
baddie. Looks like some sort of puzzle. Or do we just
No.
leap up here and leave?
Oh, this is cool.
Just the room.
This is a cool room.
No, there's gonna be some. There's got to be some. Like, there's a big mechanical thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
It's like that's a good use of
Yep.
using the built-in mechanics.
Yeah.
Bird friend.
That doesn't look like a friend at all.
It hardly looks like a bird. Oh, are these gonna be like a time? They're not attacking you.
We're gonna have to move fast, dodge those things.
Don't worry about me. Just go.
Okay, they do work how I thought. They just didn't
Yeah.
do it. They just did it. Taught it with dialogue.
Oh, I bet they.
So it's time pressure to.
Yeah, I bet if I like hung around here, it's gonna
I guess it's sort of interesting how any
get
one
up
of
in my
the
business.
kind of cool effect.
Oh yeah. Got up in my business.
It's just a little more forgiving than we expected.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really trying to kill us.
Arcane Void is noting that at any one time you should maybe be a little bit suspicious that you're still talking to Erica.
That seems like a valid concern.
Yeah, this is neat. I like this.
Yep.
It's good.
Okay, now here's the time pressure.
Breathe as quick as all you still can.
Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, that parry window is real big.
Ready for the war? You will have no mercy.
Oh, it's reversed my controls.
Good whispering on that effect.
It's basically Hellblade.
I don't know why he pinned himself against the wall there.
Yeah.
That really didn't seem like a tactically smart decision.
Again, I've only played the demo of Sands of Time, but Sands of Time used your parkour abilities in fun ways with the combat. Like, you could
Yeah.
run up walls and then
That's
jump
interesting.
off of them to attack and stuff.
Well, like it was also more about like fighting enemies like in environments, right?
Yeah. And it was definitely more button mashy, but in a way that felt good.
Ah. Okay, that at least does something. Like it's not. Fuck. so get away from a wall. Hey, how'd you do that?
Okay, she definitely teleports.
Yep. Reasonable. She clearly has that ability. Ah, I keep getting into this wall.
And see, in Sands of Time, that'd be fine, because you could run up it and then flip off of it behind them.
Whereas in this, it clearly does not want you to be near a wall.
Yeah, Sands of Time was also more mobs, less duels,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Oh, I can press A after she does that. So you do the Elika attack, then you press A to fling yourself over.
Should you go?
Yeah, that wall hitbox is way overpowered.
Those things she said on us.
We will have to face them again. The concubine, too.
Oh yeah, I guess it's interesting if like the different bosses all have different gimmicks and you fight them repeatedly.
Who are you?
Like that actually makes it not so bad that they have like...
Oh, talk to her more.
So, have you...
I'm not saying anything until you share something about you. So, why were you in the desert with a donkey loaded with gold?
I was on my way home.
From where?
Oh, it's not where you've come from. Where you're going that matters.
And whether you have a donkey covered in gold.
Not where you got the gold.
I found it.
You found it. You're a thief.
I'm an adventurer.
You're a thief.
I reclaim abandoned property. I was a few days from here. Heard rumors of a tomb. A little bit of digging, small amount of hiding. Could have loaded 20, 30. Cards turned up. Still, I got away with enough to keep life pleasurable for at least a few more years.
You robbed the dead.
A lot easier than robbing the living. Why am I being punished? Sure, I took a little gold, but the owner's been dead for 300 years. Not like he was going to do anything with it.
So Chad is saying each boss gets like 6 fights and they get slightly more intricate with each time.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Waiting for you?
Whole world full of people.
Is there no one you've got close to?
Trust yourself and you don't need to.
Trusting your own judgment can get lonely.
Rely on someone else, they'll just let you down.
Let me down.
You haven't known me long enough.
So I'm
Tell me about your family.
I don't have a family.
Well, you came from somewhere.
Yes, and I'm going somewhere else. Want to play a game? Come on, it'll be fun.
The world's about to end, and you want to play a game?
Might as well die happy.
What sort of game is this?
Well, I see something, and you have to guess what it is.
How can I guess that?
You just guess.
Grass.
No.
Rock.
You?
This is a stupid game.
Also,
one more time.
Road trip games. Try to see if you play the country alphabet game.
No. Pass.
No.
This is impossible.
If just like one of these fired off every time you landed on a new platform, it would actually be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game would be easier if we played it by the rules.
There are rules?
Yeah. I tell you the first letter.
Then why didn't you do that?
You didn't give me a chance.
Can we get to the fertile ground?
Hey, can we look out that
Yeah,
window?
let's look.
Oh,
Neat.
oh,
I've seen a few security setups in my
I
time.
wanna see
This
that.
beats the wall.
It's a black gate. It guards the lair of the corrupted. If we want to drive them out, we'll have to get inside.
This is probably the path to the
Their hold on the land.
tower.
So if you get maybe all 4 of the...
I think it's like the gate to this.
Yeah. How many...
Yes.
Are you still playing that game?
Yes.
Sky.
Hey, you got it. Okay, your turn.
Are you hitting buttons for this to
Yeah.
happen? Okay.
That's another.
Okay, so I
Okay.
think we want to get a lot of orbs to get a new power.
Yeah, but also...
There are 2 more areas we could be doing,
Yeah, I think if we go do those 2 areas, probably we'll be at 170 by the time we get out.
but I feel like I want to... Oh, no, shit.
Alright, so I bet the next time you hit the lore button, she's going to be like, I, for
My mother
idiot.
used to tell me that
I'm looking at
everything
you.
up here would come true.
What did you dream of?
The usual childish things.
Mostly ponies.
They keep showing that...
Yeah, and we never made it in time.
I see.
I don't remember how you do it.
Oh. Yeah, no, you almost had
Nope.
it, actually. No, okay. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Ours is
see, I
just like-
keep getting these railing kills.
Yeah. It keeps doing these like camera things that kind of obscure what the cool thing that's happening is.
Yeah.
There were merchants that came fewer and fewer over time. They'd bring things, dresses, spices, plants.
It's definitely unfortunate that I can't, like, run
Yeah.
around and collect orbs while I'm doing this.
If I closed my
Also, like, if it turns out that she's saying something really boring, you can't make her stop.
sounds in
Yeah.
Now you can go to those places. Hey, if you want, I'll take you there.
sure.
I think they're a little cute. Not always,
Sometimes
but, like,
they're
there's,
cute.
like, some good bits.
There's, like... The thing that I'm complaining about this game, but the thing is there's, like, parts that I... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so...
Oh, shit, now there's, like...
You're getting into a fertile ground you haven't cleared yet.
Oh, I just mean it's, like, the killer stuff.
Yeah, but, like, if you look, there's also goop
Yep.
on the walls. Yeah.
What's up? No. I keep forgetting that, like, you spin all the way around when you land on these things.
Hmm.
Like, it actually puts you where you want to be.
Yeah, although it's not always
Right.
where you want to be. It puts you on the other side.
Yeah, which is usually...
Usually where you want to be.
Well, like, it is consistent. I just keep forgetting because I'm
Yeah.
expecting it to be a little...
It's not what another game would have done.
Yep. But it's actually, like, it's better.
It's good.
It's where I'd rather be.
Yeah. So I think if you warp to
Yeah, I
that
guess
one,
I could do that.
But I think what's interesting is I think the idea is you can get into that area, you just can't get past it without the.
Oh, yeah, you can just go through it.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, I'm not in the healed area, so I can't teleport right now. Should have done it earlier.
Hmm.
I'd want to.
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay, so I'll set my waypoint here.
Hmm.
Oops, no, need to go lower.
We're lucky.
Get it under control.
Interesting. Some of this platforming is really interesting.
How do you feel about it in general?
Hmm?
How do you feel about the platforming in general?
I need to play more.
Okay. I'm totally not going to prevent this enemy from spawning.
You're
That's
not.
my vision of
It's
the
not gonna
future.
happen.
Oh! I got it!
That's cool.
I prevented an enemy from spawning.
I think you could have done that last time also, actually.
Yes, I could. I think so.
You just didn't know which button to press.
No. I guess that orb is just... Oh, no, wait, no, I can just do this. Because they have to be two-way.
Nice. Oh. Oh.
Okay. It's normally more generous about that.
Pobrecito.
I feel like that might be its like generosity just misfiring. Like that feels like it's probably supposed to. Sure, fine, whatever.
Maybe the orbs are less generous on purpose.
No, like I've seen them like you get them from pretty far away.
For what? C.
Corruption.
Yes. Can we go on?
We could do it again. We could do it again.
S.
Sky again?
Now you're getting it.
Picked sky again?
No, but you're getting a hang of the rules.
Oh, thanks. They're complex. I was worried they might evade me.
So sad. She's like an isolated princess, and she's never played annoying road trip games.
No.
Scarf?
No.
Shrine?
Ah, no.
I give up.
It's too soon to give up.
I give up.
Soulless follower of Armin.
I am amazed no one threw you overboard on your seat.
This
Okay.
whole bit is extremely
Yeah.
Naughty Dog, but in a good way.
Yeah, okay. So they are getting into some fun stuff.
Yeah. No, the thing is, like, there's nothing in this game that's actually bad. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that, like, misfires 60% of the time. But, like, the 30%'s good.
Myself back.
Also, I've yet to actually do a good combat, but maybe I'd be getting a better sense of it if I was doing all the combat. There's a red plate. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, there's the red plate. I don't know if these patterns are distinct enough from a distance that like you'd be able to tell them.
I really
tell
don't
them
think
what
they
you
are.
had.
You
Yeah,
know
it's unfortunate.
You know how to just make them different shapes?
No, that's a good way of doing it.
Circular plates, square plates. Actually, if you're on the PS4, you could have a circular plate, a square plate, a triangular plate. Ah. I like that there's no free. You can't just drop down from a high area to a low area. That's good.
Yeah.
You've gotta be able
No,
to-
you gotta be thinking about like the movement in like very discrete movements. Like
Except that you could if it didn't have that little nook. The
I
nook
mean,
is
that's
what stops
exactly
you.
why the nook's there.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I feel like a mascot platformer from like the previous generation would have worked that way, and it'd be very frustrating.
You'd be doing a lot of like. You
No,
should.
not quite. I've definitely just correctly exploited the movement geometry, and who knows if it's even intentional. I feel like the thing is, every time I grab something in this, it feels intentional.
I was gonna say like a mascot platform from a previous era. If you're like up here on this track, and you fall, now you're just on the lower track, and now you don't even have any idea how long it's gonna take you to get back up here.
Yep. Here
Yeah,
it's easy. I don't think that's a
you
safe
just-
drop.
You should warp before you enter another unclaimed area.
The thing of dropping down
Look
into
at
another
these.
area it explains why I never finished Twilight Princess.
Oof.
Had it happen 3 times in the same spot. Got so nervous that it would always happen.
Oof.
And it required basically doing the entire temple over again each time it happened. It was really like weirdly bad design for a
Rough.
Nintendo game of that era.
That was. I can't tell if that was a glitch or an animation, but it was good.
Now.
Where are we heading to right now?
We're gonna teleport and then.
Gonna teleport
Like,
over here.
Yeah. Hey, can I try for a bit?
Oh shit! We only had 1 seed left in that area. I should have gotten it.
Ooh.
Well, that's okay.
But to see there's one right there, I'm like, no, that's just the UI telling us that.
And again.
Is the device constantly being disconnected and reconnected to a computer over there? Or is that my computer freaking out for some reason?
I don't hear.
Well, we wouldn't because it would be Parrish would hear it.
Oh.
Where should we go now?
Entirely possible. Like, it gets used for other stuff, so. No, I didn't. I wouldn't have turned that on intentionally, but I didn't know they had been turned off.
Huh. I don't have a good sense of when you're supposed to let go on those things. So I think like the way most games would do these things is you're supposed to like swing forward, swing back, or at least that's how Mario would do it. But in this one, if you swing back, you turn the other way.
Yeah, it just wants you to.
Yeah, it just wants you to be pushing forward constantly and hitting the rhythm.
Okay.
Which honestly, I think is actually much better. I kind of.
It's more consistent.
Well, I feel like it's just faster.
Yeah.
The swinging in Mario is a constant problem because you have to.
I feel like it's just like slightly annoying.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas this like this doesn't want you to slow down, which I think is good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, it's definitely really correcting on that double jump, which I think is.
Yeah, that's the right way to handle it, because it's not like there's a precise thing going on there, so making it precise would be bad.
That's interesting. The enemies are powering up regardless of...
Oh, yeah.
So I assume by the time that we get to the end, the grunts are going to be...
I think the red flash is showing that you're pressing the wrong button.
Red flash? Which one?
Like, it showed the green button, but then it...
Yeah, then it shows a red flash to show you.
Yeah, I think you just pressed the
So
wrong button
I literally was already pushing down on the blue button.
This is the thing that happens, is it triggers really quickly.
I think it's just what's communicating, that's all.
Yeah.
That was good. I didn't learn very much from that.
No, that's the problem. All the grunts, like, just get ledge kills.
Are you still playing?
Oh, we're in a different area.
Gauntlet.
Yes.
You want to make this game harder?
So the thing that sucks is they can't pick any items in the environment because they don't know where these barks are going to occur.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be gate, but nope.
Yeah.
Where to now?
Huh. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's different than like Naughty Dog's system for that, where it is very locational. So like.
Yeah, but that game, like those games are also like very linear, right?
Oh yeah, no.
It's really not clear to me when I'm supposed to be pressing or not pressing the
We have to keep going.
gauntlet button.
You press gauntlet when there's something to throw yourself off. So if you see a ring, press it. You do not need to hold it while you're doing these runs.
I think you do.
No, you don't.
You sometimes.
Nope, never.
What's the best way?
A lot of these actions, like, they don't require you to press it.
We have found Ico Land.
Oh, you finally found your pirate ship. I guess. Probably just a normal ship.
Or should you find the cause of the Windows sounds? I have to wait for him to actually be able to hear us because he's got the soundproof
Ooh,
headphones on.
That's really
That's cool. Sandstorm.
Okay, good. I don't remember turning them back on, so. Yeah. Unless you just tone the volume down on them. If that was what you did, then I definitely toned it up because I toned up all of the volumes on it. Okay, yeah, don't know.
You don't need to be holding me.
That was jump to go up instead of...
When you're jumping off one of these things, it's always jump.
Yeah.
The only time you hit circle is when it's a ring. Or sorry, B. working on PlayStation controllers. I don't know why that happened.
That was awesome. I had no idea how he did that.
I mean, you attacked it into a wall and then you got a kill.
Oh, so that wasn't me pressing buttons. That was just I pushed it into a wall and it died.
The part where you attacked it into a wall was you. The part where it died was...
But it like
You
triggered
hit a
like,
wall, so it treats that as a death.
it triggered like 4 different things. Like I threw him in the air and then like it bounced off the girl and...
That was you.
That wasn't on purpose.
Well, I can probably work on that.
And when I'm in a group of people who know the PlayStation controller layout, I'm likely to just use it for any controller because there's no A-B ambiguity between different controllers.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed at Nintendo for that.
B doesn't do anything in this context. You
Why
wanna,
can't I go down?
You want to be holding R2.
R2?
No,
Doesn't
RT.
block?
The right trigger.
Yeah, like...
That's the drop button.
Oh, okay. That's not the game's fault. The game explained that when I wasn't playing. I thought that you used...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's
Oh,
fine.
nice.
Yeah.
No, I understood that was what I was supposed... Oh, that was cool. I understood what I was supposed to be doing. I just didn't...
No, I'm just liking this sequence that they're making us do this above a giant
Yeah.
fall off.
Good. Okay, so I didn't have to press the
I
gauntlet
do like
button
that
to use
this
the
is a
gauntlet
game
there.
about like fall damage, but it's not like terrible. It's just you're constantly like trying to be very aware of how high up am I?
Oh.
Yeah, time pressure.
So yeah, wow. Most of the time I was pressing the gauntlet button, I didn't need to be pressing it at all. Okay.
This
I
is
do.
where
I feel like it should probably kill you if you press the gauntlet button in that part. Like
Should be like you wave your arms.
Like you reach out to nothing, then you fall. That would really.
Maybe like if you every time you press the gauntlet button, you like wave your arms. So if you're doing this while you're running
Yep.
on the wall,
Yeah, no,
you,
that's
like,
what I was saying. It's like
lose your balance.
This is always the problem. I think playtesters are often like too patient with the game. Like they understand the verbs.
It's also like that failure would also make you feel like you were more in control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you'd
But if
see
you
an action
never
when
do
you
it,
hit the button.
then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
I suppose I should thank Ormaz.
So like, I really don't like these like wavy lines around the edge because it means that like all you're supposed to be doing here is noticing environmental hazards and pressing a button, but you can't.
But they're not like clearly communicated because you're gonna miss most of them already.
To
Yeah,
loop
like,
back
it
around
turned-
to an hour ago,
Sometimes
they
it
do the
just-
same thing in Assassin's Creed with Eagle Vision.
Ugh.
It's supposed to be for
Man.
spotting people, but they add like crazy like effects to it, so you can only see right at the center of the screen.
I've seen cities with golden roofed palaces, painted temples.
There was color here. The uniforms of the soldiers as they paraded and drilled. The stalls of traders on market day.
You held markets here? In the middle of the desert? What did you sell, sand?
Traders came here by the hundreds with foods, silks, spices. Then Ahriman's voice grew stronger. The people left, and there was no longer a reason for the traders to come.
I think I would have liked to add a little like flutter kick animation to him.
Oh yeah, like it's not clearly communicated what's a hazard.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Also, well, a lot of the time they do a lot of fake outs where you're moving toward
Yeah.
a wall
Yeah.
and then all
And
of a
then they
sudden-
move.
I mean, I guess that's a way to make it like difficult, but I don't necessarily think that's like.
Yeah, like how is this like? We were
Yeah,
moving
all
towards
of that could have been in
hole.
place where you're hit. There's all these camera moves.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, I think this place had less impossible routes when like the whole thing was here. I feel like we are seeing like 20%
Okay,
at most.
what actually did you hit there? That's the first time where I've been completely confused.
I didn't hit
it was the
anything. I
cliff.
think that was a wall. Oh, you. Sorry, I misunderstood your question. No, that was garbage. Jesus. But you can't hit that tree.
Probably.
You made this comparison to Dragon's Lair earlier, and I feel like they actually should have leaned more into that.
Like if it was pressing buttons to dodge.
Well, if it was just constantly a matter of you're supposed to memorize a sequence of buttons. You ever see a line of hear a line of dialogue in a video game and just know, oh, that was a point where a playtester had problems? Maybe not. Yeah.
It's good that they gave you a checkpoint partway between this section, but I still don't think it's necessarily a very good bit.
They must have felt really proud of themselves. They're like, hey, what if like there was a section where you flew upside down?
Feels like your hitbox is bigger than you think it is in this, which is not good.
I played Sayonara Wild Hearts. I really liked it a lot. I feel like it's like definitely proof that I'm willing to put up with gameplay that I don't necessarily find super interesting, so long as like the soundtrack really jams.
I was holding right there and it ignored me. So you know what's cool about Sayonara Wild Hearts and also Sonic and the Secret Rings, which I love to pieces, and I'm possibly...
Where is this comparison going?
Both of those games had sequences like this where you're supposed to hold a button to escape a wall or something, and they've all got like a correct path where you're following rings or you're following hearts or something. In this one,
no, that's not true. There's a bit in Sayonara Wild Hearts where this is the thing that always kills me on whatever the hardcore album mode is. It's the first like actual difficult death where you have to dodge a streetcar that's like in a tunnel, and if you dodge between the streetcar's edge and the edge of the tunnel perfectly, like you're fine. But I still think I think it might actually just be using like a 3D mesh collider to determine where your hitbox is, which works in that because it works fine in that because you're like really low poly. You like your geometry is really very understandable.
Okay, can I give this a try? I'm just really curious.
You're just never dodging that one.
No, so that section, it's ignoring my inputs. The thing is, it's like you're supposed to dodge down, return to center, and then dodge the other way. But I go dodge down into dodge right, and it ignores the dodge right because I'm already holding dodge down or something.
What do I pay to make this happen? Okay, so it is just the color.
They're all the colored buttons.
Oh yeah, this feels weird.
Yeah, I felt like there's never...
The controls are weirder feeling than you think watching it.
I think that it wants you to be like returning to center a lot. I think it wants you to be staying at center unless something appears. But also sometimes something moves into your field really quickly, so you need to be holding... I don't know, it's...
Yeah, it is. It's definitely controlling in a weirder way than it is apparent if you're just watching. And yeah, you're right. You're supposed to be holding into center and then adjust.
I think that's center. You've died at the place I always die. I think you're not actually supposed to go down around that.
I was trying to go sideways, I think.
Yeah. Well, you want to go sideways, but I think the wall before, you think you need to go down and you don't. And if you go down on that wall, you can't go sideways on the next one. It just ignores the input. Yeah, that's awful.
Might not be intentional.
I don't think it is intentional. But it's set up, I think they just didn't think that you'd notice that wall, but you do.
Hand it back, Andy.
That's okay.
I want to try one fight.
Yeah, just go for it. I want to like the fighting in this game because like I feel like this is something where like if you just like sat me down and asked me what kind of combat would you like, I'd probably describe something like this. But I'm not connecting with it.
It's weird that it's still telling you this after like.
Probably because we have not been doing stuff successfully enough.
I bet it just.
We were like.
Tells you things more than once. I assumed that.
What'd you say?
Whoa! That was weird. I assumed that changing state was going to be the concubine special move. And then this guy would have some other special move that the.
I think they all get it. Is the idea?
Yeah.
Only. Only attacks will end this state. That's different than the other.
Yeah.
Maybe each one that you fight adds another verb.
Another type of state.
That's good.
Who's practicing parrying? If you're wondering why I'm like just standing.
So, Christine, were there any games last year with more girls kissing content than Sayonara Wild Hearts?
Well, I mean, like, every character in Sayonara Wild Hearts is, like, gender ambiguous. So, there's a certain respect in which it doesn't have any girls kissing content.
That's fair.
There's another respect in which it is 100% girls kissing content.
Okay, but it has a lot of...
I think it's good. I like it.
It has a lot of femmes and foots kissing.
Uh,
I don't know if there are any femmes. It's basically everyone in the entire game is a foot.
So you're the first person I've heard say that they're ambiguous. Everyone else
Really?
I've heard has read them as female.
I feel like they're all, like, completely, like...
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that people who
It felt like a
who have
very
described
deliberate...
it to me.
That's wild. It
What is
really
going
felt...
on with the outside edge of this place? Because it keeps on like flipping up a set of platforms.
Yeah, there's something really strange happening
Watch
with
the
the outer
edges,
edge.
the outer edge.
There's a, yeah.
Yeah, there.
Oh.
He's controlling this somehow? And then they go away? Why?
That's weird.
Don't seem to add anything. Anyway, let me put it like this. If you like the designs in Steven Universe,
I felt like my big thing about Sayonara Wild Hearts was just, I don't know, I usually play, like, rhythm games a lot, like, I'll just, like, play them a ton, but there's not that much replay incentive for it. Like, once you get all the gold ranks and all the records,
okay,
there's not that many challenges.
but you spent a really long time getting all the gold ranks.
Nah, I didn't take that much.
You even tried album mode a couple times.
I mean, I got gold rank in album mode normal, but not, hardcore one was a bit much. So that's like one challenge that I didn't do, but the problem is it's a 40-minute long challenge, so
yeah,
that's a bit much. Whereas, like, I feel like what's good about rhythm games is that, like, you can constantly, like, drop in and go, yeah, sure, I'll play for another 3 minutes. I've got 3 minutes. I'd like to, you know, try and get a new good rank on this, but you've already perfected it.
Have y'all talked about the Have y'all talked in the stream about the rhythm game you and Miguel have been playing for the last couple weeks?
Citus?
Yeah.
No. I can't talk about it right now because I'm concentrating on this fight. I hate pushing buttons quickly.
I cannot thumb mash as fast as this game wants me to. Every time that I button mash, I have to like reposition my hand on the controller.
Having been in the room for a few Citus conversations, I feel like you need a whole stream just for Citus.
Yeah.
I will say about the mobile rhythm game that Miguel and I have been playing, I feel like Miguel has already played more of it in like the past 2 weeks than I did of the entirety of Sayonara Wild Hearts. I feel like I only got like 10 hours out of Sayonara Wild Hearts, and that's like probably not even that.
Yeah, basically Citus, if you want like
Honestly,
a better
probably more like
version
5.
of Elite Beat Agents with a storyline that is kind of reminiscent of Christine's work and is the length of a like major AAA RPG, Check out Citus 2.
Yeah, here's the thing. Tetris Effect was like a game that I played a ton of. I played like easily 10 times as much of that than I did Sayonara Wild Hearts. And I like the soundtrack to Sayonara Wild Hearts better. I just like, please give me an excuse.
I've actually got it stuck in my head right now. By the way, I want to play Child of Light. I've never played that.
Oh, wait, that's block. I'm slowly getting my head around this. It really wants me to be pushing at a ridiculous speed.
Really?
I don't know if you can see this on the stream. Both me and Miguel, when we have to mash, we wind up switching to like the index finger because
I just tried to see if that would like help.
Oh, okay.
And
Did it?
It's still nope. Still failed.
I see. It's still hard. It's just to me, it's like the difference between literally I can do it and I can't do it.
Okay, so now I've got to do a grab.
I wonder if these links are supposed to be as. I wonder if these fights are supposed to be taking as long as they've been taking.
I've been
I don't think
messing
so.
it up.
Yeah, I think you can like keep comboing.
I took
for
a really
much
long
longer
time.
then.
I also keep forgetting that she has a move. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, after I get a combo on him, he'll take one of his
Yep.
forms.
Alright, so here's the thing. Imagine that this were being played on the Switch. Instead of giving you a color, it would show you a direction and it would be so much easier.
I don't know. I feel like I'm better at dealing with.
I don't think I can...
No, it wasn't a mash.
I still do not know... Okay, so let you walk on that then. I still don't know the buttons on a PlayStation controller. I am pretty sure that I could not do any QTE without looking unless it was using the buttons from...
You just need to play a rhythm game on
Super
one and it'll
Nintendo.
teach
Yeah.
you. That's basically the way to learn. Oh, yeah, wrong. This is the grab one.
Eon is asking if the flapping things with the border mean something. It's not. I don't know if you can see it on the stream. There's a
We have
wooden,
no idea what's going on
There is
there.
a ring of wooden platforms going around the edge of the. There's a ring of wooden platforms going around the edge of this platform, and it sometimes will disappear or come back, and there doesn't appear to be any pattern to it at all.
So,
Finally.
so Miguel, when you do the like gauntlet lift him up in
Yeah.
the air thing, you can combo into that.
Fine.
What does that mean, actually? Like, What,
You
what
once
should I be
once
hitting?
he's up in the air, you can press basically any button, and it'll do something.
I've been pressing something. I'm not sure what.
Pressing gauntlet again won't do anything.
Okay, that's
but
probably what
anything
I've been
else will
doing.
do something.
I think particularly attack or magic or call
Yeah.
magic friend will do damage.
Yeah, although you can also like throw with the acrobatic attack. I think that does like an error.
They explicitly explained that in the tutorial, but it went by pretty quick. And I don't remember what they said to do. Ready for more
I'm mostly
mashing?
just in the heat of trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, okay, I have to ask her too. I didn't realize.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
it would make a lot of sense to have one person play in and the other play out, so that you're not just replaying what you just played to pick up the same orbs. Oh, there's a exit. That's cool.
It's also getting late, so this might be a good place to leave off. It's 11:30.
Where are we in terms of progress? Oh, okay, there's a cutscene right now.
Tell me about this thing. Why do they call it the Hunter?
Legend has it he was a prince who lived for the hunt. After he'd run out of things to trap and kill, he sold his soul to Ahriman in return for a chance to become a hunter of the deadliest animal, man.
Oh, man, this dude.
Like, they're not going there. No, they're totally
No,
going there.
just
Yet.
sure. I'm gonna be honest. I can think of several animals more deadly than this guy.
So I would like to keep going with this.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see more of it.
Yeah. Or do we want to
You
stop
wanna-
for the night?
I think
Is there a good spot for us to stop in terms of like a location?
I
think this is a good place.
This is a good
Okay.
spot because that means that our next thing we'll be doing will be exiting this interesting area.
and going wherever we want. Yeah.
Well,
where,
but also
where does it
we're
look like? Where are we on the map right now?
we're
Okay.
we're getting. I
This
think
game is very long. We will not. I don't think we're gonna finish it. I didn't finish it at the time, but like.
by the time that we finish this area, I think we're gonna hit a set 170, and then maybe we can get one of the interesting powers. I feel bad. I picked the yellow, and it was the least interesting.
So yeah, what are the powers if
Oh.
you go over them?
Step of Ors mod.
Alika's power.
Wait. Yeah, Step of Ors mod. Hand of Ors mod. Wings of Ors mod, and Breath of Ors mod. I wonder what Step of...
Or Maz.
We should do the reds because there are more reds than anything else.
We see them all over
Yep,
the
we've
place.
definitely seen a lot of reds.
Oh, and then it highlights which they are.
Yeah, but it's predictable. Like, it's this kind of
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah, it's always
It's
like.
good,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
It is
no.
Interesting to see a.
I like these paths.
I feel like I've never seen like an exploration based game that's like been so explicit about this without
Yeah.
like also being level based.
Which is nice. Well, when it is explicit, usually it's because there's a hub, whereas this is like actively interesting in terms of like there's these 4 circuits, these little
Yeah, I've
corner
definitely
things.
seen
Good.
it shows you what you've just unlocked, but not like this is everything that will be unlocked if you do.
It's
But also like there's like each of these is a combination of 2 things.
it's
It's
almost,
like very understandable.
So if you
It's
do
almost-
red, that'll meet, or what's one? There's 2 that you could do that would allow you to get to a boss, and then we could wind up by doing one of the bosses.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That's probably true. So
The downside of this thing is that it is all incredibly predictable feeling.
It is, but I
Like-
don't necessarily feel like that's a problem.
Because it's like it's predictable on a large structural level, but you're doing very complicated things in each levels, and a lot of
Yeah.
these like a single one of these orbs could consistently have like something completely unique happening just there. Like we've had 2 separate ones where the orb was just we invented a puzzle completely unique to this area, and it's just a little segment.
Yeah.
One thing that I do think is too bad is I think this game might actually be more interesting if they took out the teleports or made them more limited than they are, just because like
Well, it's already like so tightly connected, but I feel like
What's-
like once you get to the point where you're like hunting for like a single orb in
Yeah.
an area, then
So, like,
you definitely want it.
what's interesting to me is like you hit, so like you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. You've now not done this one, and you've not done this one. So like that, if you had to move between areas every time that you wanted to go somewhere, you'd eventually wind up hitting every single one of these connecting spaces. Which is like, I've been playing Metroid Prime, or Metroid Prime Randomizer, and like that was something they had in only Metroid Prime 1 and not the other 2, that 2 had a hub structure and 3 had the warp points in the form of the ship. But 1 had a thing where the different parts of the game were just connected in really complicated ways. So it meant that you actually had to like, every time you're like, okay, I want to get to here, you'd have to do a really difficult routing problem in your head. You'd have to go, like, well, I could go from here, I could take this elevator, or I could go this way. And there would be like connecting sections that you wouldn't wind up visiting until possibly kind of late, because you didn't need to until at one point you're like, well, I have to get from the ice area to the fire area quickly. How can I do that? Oh, we'll go this way.
I feel like I'd probably consider like not giving you the teleport until late, because one of the things is like there actually is like right now there's not a lot of reason to use the teleport because traversal will give you more orbs.
I guess it's maybe the fact that we don't feel like we want to use the teleport is maybe a sign that they haven't overpowered it.
Yep.
Because we're like we only wind up using the teleport if we're on this side of the map and we want to do this side of the map, which is a problem that they're going to be setting up a lot given the order they're unlocking things in.
Yeah.
But anyway. Oh man, northeast, west, south for controller buttons would be great.
Oh my god, this is so cursed.
Really? Okay.
I have to do like the friggin' mnemonic in my head every time I look at a map. It's
No, I'm with Xandra. Brand new words that we don't use for anything else. We'll just start teaching them to children. It'll still be confusing for us, but we'll raise a generation that never has any doubt as to what button to press.
Okay, we've officially hit the stupid part of the evening, so thank you for joining us, everyone. Next week, we're going to keep going with this. I'm glad that...
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful game. Like, that's the thing that's surprised me the most, is just how pretty it is.
I'm really surprised. I'm really happy about how it's held up.
It feels, it's weird because it feels like really kind of like undercooked in certain ways, and in certain ways it's just really, really rich. Like they decided they were going to put the effort and the budget into certain things, and then they put it all there.
Well, it feels like the sort of reboot you do when you're like, okay, this might be like a series of games, so let's get the basics in, see if they click with people. Unfortunately, they didn't. And then like iterate and grow out from there.
But it's also interesting because it's like, it is noticeably a simpler game than the last Prince of Persia reboot. Like if you compare this to Sands of Time, like there's fewer mechanics, there's fewer interactions between the mechanics. The story is simpler, the world is simpler, the characters have like... The character had an origin in Sands of Time. This character is like a cipher, and most of the conversations about him are about how no one knows anything about him and he doesn't want to share anything.
He's a thief.
No, I definitely do feel they are trying to kind of go back to the original in terms of like...
Maybe.
Discrete combat, discrete...
Yeah, which is
and also
cool.
very
like,
back to basics in that regard as well.
The ways in which it takes inspiration from the original are kind of cool.
Neat game.
Thank you so much for joining us.